Highs reach 78 to 85, and another threat for a shower thunderstorm develops during the afternoon or evening. Also, the chance for a shower or some thunder Wednesday night with a low near 60. A mix of sun and clouds Thursday. Highs.
Your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the Father-Son Duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial. Retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that said,
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's England. That's BS. 2. The Hartford. That's BS. 2. The Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill. The public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3. Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas. So he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Erin Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Erin4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Erin for Connecticut, Valerie Marino Treasurer.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house. Cleaning isn't just for your house. It's for your life. And take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT.
Investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What the? Yes! It's a better day, and we are back at it. Coming in to kick tail. What's up, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and of course all you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. We got good news. We got great news. We got fantastic news. We also got bad news. Linda McMahon will not be in studio. Sadly. But she is calling in on Thursday at 5 o'clock. So please make sure that you are here for that program. Thursday, 5 p.m., right here on this program. Linda McMahon's going to call on the phone. We'll talk to her about how she was rejected from a couple of schools here in Connecticut. She will be speaking at Yale. She couldn't make it down here because it's just the time that she has. She's very busy, of course. And so, I don't care. As long as she's calling up and we're going to have her on the program, that's a big deal. And I am very, very grateful and fortunate to get this opportunity. So we'll have any updates on that in the next couple of days. I was hoping she would be here because thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, Secretary McMahon, for giving us a shot. Let me see. Oh, I've got Devon Ward. He's going to come in on Thursday, which means we will have Mark from West Hartford here as well on Thursday for that interview. So stay tuned for that. That happens on Thursday. Today, we've got Betsy McCall to Eric Swalwell. We'll get into that a little bit. Donor who, and to get into later on, a press release put out by Democrats. In the face, and they said, yeah, we're going to have a hearing, but it's going to pass anyway. We'll throw that out there later on today. Trust me, we're going to get that. By the way, somebody out there, if you know Josh Elliot, tell him to give me a call today. He can come on live on the show. He's making some really serious accusations against the Lamont administration. We'll talk about that. Dan Haar wrote an article about it. that there's, I guess, according to Josh Elliott, there's a degree of extortion. Said that the Lamont administration did not think they had this in the bag. All of you said, no, he's got it in the bag. It's a cakewalk. Absence over. I said, oh, okay. Oh, odd reason. For something that is supposed to be a cakewalk gets harder and harder. Living in this state is saying, yes, sir, expand on this rumor of extortion. We'll talk about it anyway. What else have we got on tap today? Oh, we got J.B. Pritzker. I want to talk about him. He did something despicable and nasty that I cannot seem to understand. But then again, he's a Democrat. We're not supposed to. We got that. Yeah, I think that's it. What else am I going here? Just go through this real quick. Just want to go through my list. Okay, I got that. I got the weird DC. Oh, yes, the DCF thing. I've got new details on DCF you do not want to miss. That part is crazy. Yeah, that DCF thing. Wild. And it's wild that this legislature wants to give more power to an organization that literally drops the ball as a part of their model. I'll explain in a bit. So, just go nowhere. What I want our opening monologue to be about today is about something that I was driving home thinking about. And I never take certain claims by people about me personally. And when William Tong said to me that he found my comments about him as it relates to the African American community as deeply offensive, I didn't want to go here. But he left me no choice. And I wish I didn't have to sound petty. But at the risk of doing that, I am. Let me begin kind of in the background to get to where we are now. It is not spoken out loud or in public about the Chinese sentiment for blacks. It is not. It is a conversation no one wants to have. But I've known this for a very long time. And when you bring it up, people in the African American community get a little skittish. They almost defend the bigotry against them by the Chinese. They say you're not supposed to talk about it. And the only reason I can think of is because African Americans really love the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, I went there. And because the African American community has a strong affinity for kung fu and karate films, they have been wildly supportive of people like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, John Woo. They have. And to accept the idea that there is colorism in Chinese communities that is anti-black makes them uncomfortable. But it is a fact. And the stats bear this out. For whatever reason, it is true. Don't take my word for it. Take your lazy behind out and do the research. It is evident everywhere. And here's where it gets crazy, folks. Unlike in white circles of radical, separatist, segregationist, white supremacy areas where they hide it, in China, they are very, very public with their views of Africans and African Americans alike. They view them as lazy, low IQ, violent, and criminal. This is not a subculture in China. This is blatant and outspoken. Don't even look me side-eyed. There isn't a Chinese person who can come forward and tell me that I'm lying. I dare them. They think that it might be smearing them? Good. Come at me. You know I've done the research. I have a reputation of having that information. It's widespread. It is cultural. And it is undeniable. So when I said what I said about William Tong, about his feelings about the African American community, I did the research. And I'd like to ask groups like the NAACP and Black Lives Matter, 860 or 420 or 112. I don't care who you are. I want to know where William Tong was standing in solidarity with you. Where was his office on violence, discrimination, or anything for that matter against the African American community? We looked it up. We found platitudes, statements. When it truly came to African Americans and their struggles, real struggles, like, let's say, wrongful death, rape even, by powers that be in the correctional facility. How did they treat? How did William Tong treat those African Americans? Would you consider him in solidarity with black folks? No. Upon the research, what we found was quite troubling. Let me see here. Where is my... Here it is. Tong's public record defending black communities. Yes, folks, there is a record, or lack thereof. The Chef versus O'Neill school desegregation case. This is Tong's biggest talking point. As AG, he helped broker the 2022 settlement in the long-running lawsuit over Harvard's racial imbalance schools. The case stemmed from a 1996 Connecticut Supreme Court ruling that Hartford kids, heavily black and Hispanic, suffered from de facto segregation. Tong and Governor Lamont announced the deal expanding magnet schools, school choice and funding up to $32 million annually by 2032. Tong calls it a major win for urban communities and social justice. But we just learned recently that Hartford Public Schools hired a Tennessee firm, $935 per student, to be pulled back into the Hartford public school system, violating Chef versus O'Neill. Where was William Tong on this? Has he released a statement? Has he called this abhorrent? No. He said nothing. He's had no interest at all. On any other statements invoking African Americans, in 2023, after the Supreme Court ended race-conscious college admissions, Tong said, the 14th Amendment was written to bring justice to black Americans after centuries of brutal slavery. It remains a bulwark against discrimination. In 2024, he pushed for a national ban on, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. Again, these are major Tong initiatives that have dealt with African Americans. In 2024, the last one was 2023. William Tong pushed for a national ban on menthol cigarettes, specifically citing harm to the black community. And George Floyd. His office echoed racial justice language and supported police accountability bills. That's it. That's it. No, I mean, that's it. Nothing else. That's William Tong's record with African Americans. Newports. Cool Filter Kings. What a civil rights icon. Black folks, do you feel like there's justice being served by the Attorney General? Do you? Because I don't. It's funny. Remember me, Uncle Tom, step and fetch it, sell out? Ah, remember? That's what you called me. And here you are, 2 major cases. Huh? Here are the 2 major cases you guys should be getting justice on, and you're getting nothing. You're getting holdouts by the Tong administration. Holdouts. Got a black woman raped by corrections officers. She gets moved all the way to Delaware. Thank God she's back. And you got J. Allen Jones. Killed in custody. Didn't deserve to die. Coroner ruled it a homicide. Tape was supposed to be released last year, Thanksgiving. We're already in April. Still nothing. And the man refused to answer to it. And what did he give me? He didn't like what Reese said about him and the African-American community. Hell, after the court hearing, back when I hadn't even moved here yet, Corey Betts of the NAACP left the courtroom fighting for the release of the J. Allen Jones murder tape, and then went and took a cushy photo with William Tong. Wild. I'm stunned. When we come back, we'll get to the roots of what I'm talking about. We'll get to the hardcore roots, the undeniable truth about William Tong having no time for African Americans outside of menthol cigarettes. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
.230 Hartford temperature 82 degrees. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. An accuser of Eric Swalwell is speaking out.
I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me.
Lana Drews says she was raped and drugged by the disgraced California congressman in 2018. He's denying numerous allegations of assault and sexual misconduct announcing his resignation only hours after suspending his campaign for governor. Department of Justice is suing Connecticut and New Haven. The suit states they are illegally interfering with the DOJ's immigration policy. Those named in the suit include Governor Lamont, State Attorney General William Tong, and New Haven Mayor Justin Elliker. The complaint specifically zeroes in on the so-called Trust Act, as well as other local and state sanctuary policies. Meantime, State Senate Democrats looking to pass a bill that would hinder ICE activities in Connecticut, including the wearing of masks. Opponents are critical. Democrats are focusing on Washington-centered issues. State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection says it is working to prepare parks and forests for the expected increase in visitation now that the nicer weather is upon us. DEEP is reminding public state residents can enter free through the Passport to Parks program, while out-of-staters will have to pay for parking. WTIC News time is 2:32. Bob Cox in the Weather Center sees sunny skies this Tuesday. The showers and thunderstorms will move in later on this evening and part of tonight. Otherwise, once that's out of the way, it's partly cloudy with lows near 60. Partly sunny, warm, a little more humid tomorrow, maybe an afternoon thunderstorm again. Upper 70s to mid 80s, and then we'll call it a mix of clouds and sun for Thursday, 75 to 85. Wall Street this afternoon, the markets continue their upward trajectory. The Dow is ahead 242 points. NASDAQ's up 376, and the S&P is up 64. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Imagine this. A college student writes a paper about overnight delivery. His professor isn't impressed. That student? Frederick Smith, founder of FedEx. Today, overnight delivery is everywhere, and now dentistry is catching up. At Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, you can get same-day tooth replacement. Walk in, walk out, with a new smile the very same day. Open 365 days a year. Call 860-645-0111. Columbia Implant Center, delivering smiles same day.
Brian Shackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but a fresh coat of paint makes me feel good. That's why you might want to get in touch with the folks at CertaPro Painters. And now is a good time. Ask about their spring sales event. That's 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And they can do inside, they can do outside. They did our kitchen. Man, they were timely, they were clean, and they were so respectful to everybody in our family. CertaPro Painters, by the way, independently owned and operated right here in our community. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. Again, that's Certa with a C.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
It's no secret, the world is more expensive. But at Mitchell Auto Group, they have a solution. Mitchell Select. Hand-picked selection of affordable, high-quality pre-owned vehicles. Each one goes through a 150-point inspection, comes with a 12-month warranty. What does that do? It ensures reliability and peace of mind. Affordable, dependable. Mitchell Select has what you need. All you have to do is go to MitchellAutoGroup.com to explore the select inventory. Mitchell Auto Group, where value meets quality. And remember, folks, always drive safely.
Pete Sweeney, Director of Operations at United Tool and Die Company in West Hartford, is glad Tab Computer Systems Patrol Dog is on duty.
We get complete monitoring from Tab through Patrol Dog, monitors our servers and provides Tab with an alert, and in turn they advise us when there's an issue.
Tab's Patrol Dog is also on guard against suspicious emails.
We also have the email monitoring where Patrol Dog quarantines any suspicious emails and notifies the users ahead of time.
Patrol Dog is just one of the reasons Pete switched to Tab, the ASP, actual service provider of MSPs. As one of the world's top-ranked MSPs according to Channel Futures, Tab actually provides superior IT services month to month with no long-term contracts. By switching to Tab, Pete Sweeney is saving his company thousands.
I would 100% recommend Tab.
Call Tab at 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, or visit tabinc.com. Technology's advancing business. Tab Computer Systems.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. they get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
In digital advertising, everyone talks about clicks, but clicks don't pay the bills. Sales do. Outcomes from Viant is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-535-1582. 800-535-1582. Again, that's 800-535-1582.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio right here on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I have a programming note. This is important because some things have changed, and we didn't say anything about it yesterday because this is part of what I was upset about because we had to make these changes. But I'm glad that we did, and I want to thank the folks here at WTIC and Odyssey all together who put this together. So we got a change of something that was supposed to happen on the 30th, but now has been moved to April 7th. We'll talk about it for the rest of the show. May 7th. Why say April 7th? May 7th. Thank you. May 7th. And talking too fast. That's my problem. Move to May 7th. We have to talk about this, and this is the gubernatorial debate that we talked about for April 30th. Now May 7th. We had to move it because there is a session in the legislature on the 30th that Ryan Fazio was concerned he wouldn't be able to make the debate because it can go on well into midnight. He didn't want to do that, so they contacted me and said we needed to change it, so we had to do a whole bunch of maneuvering, and we finally did. So now we are ready to announce Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was, "Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican," a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. Well, WTIC News Talk 1080 will host the 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination on May 7th. The new date is May 7th at 7 p.m. till 8:30 p.m. at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. The debate will be live on air, but if you'd like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets at the WTIC.com website. That's WTIC.com. Click on More, then Contest. 60 winners will win a pair of tickets, and WTIC News Talk 1080 will then have, and you will attend, the 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate, which is sponsored by AARP Connecticut. Again, sponsored by AARP Connecticut. And I want to thank everybody for moving so fast. Janine deserves all the credit. She does. She deserves all the credit. And I'm giving it to her because I threw her a curveball. I didn't. It wasn't even my fault, but I still feel like it's my fault. But, yeah, we that's going to be remedied. So make sure you go to WTIC.com if you want to be in the audience. You'll be there. I'll be there. Brian Shackman will be there. Morgan Cunningham will be there. Joey will be there. You will be there. Betsy McCoy will be there. Ryan Fazio will be there. And I saw Ryan Fazio posted he wants to have 5 more debates on other... Hey, do your thing, buddy. Just invite me. Just invite me. I want to be there. And we'll talk about the whole politics thing in a little bit. If you're just joining us, always go to WTIC.com or download the Odyssey app so you can check out the show and rewind it from the beginning. Now, again, I don't do this because I wish to be mean-spirited to William Tong. I don't. I said this, and I still mean it to this day, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for listening, Attorney General. You're a big deal. You command national attention. Every time you file a lawsuit against the President of the United States, the cameras come a-running. When you hold a press conference about some frivolous lawsuit protecting illegals in the state, God bless you. But what you are doing to the son of J. Allen Jones and the mother of his son and his family, Jessica Jones, is absolutely abhorrent. You have no problem spending taxpayer dollars on your lawsuits against the President of the United States and getting all the political capital from it. But you are damn sure going to tell the rest of us that you have got to protect our taxpayer dollars against what the coroner is referring to as a homicide as it relates to J. Allen Jones. You will not release that video. You are keeping that video from the public. A woman is raped in jail, and she is treated like a person who instigated her assault. In the atmosphere of Jeffrey Epstein and Eric Swalwell, you guys transported that woman to Delaware, away from the only family she had. And no one's supposed to take notice of that? And you are now supposed to tell us that you've got a long history of supporting the African-American community with banning menthol cigarettes and supporting Chef versus O'Neill, when now when it's being violated, you've said nothing? You support the measure that is supposed to get kids in the inner city, black and brown kids, to better schools. Now it's being violated by the very public schools who failed them to bring them back to the failing public schools, and you've said nothing. You found an opportunity to get in front of the camera for everything else, but not this. We haven't even heard from the governor on this one. The capital city, re-election time. This is going on with failing public school proficiency rates. The governor of this state hired Miguel Cardona back into the fold, as Mark in West Hartford said, rightfully so, dumpster diving. And I'm not supposed to call out when you are, I would say, disrespecting and discounting, showing no respect for the minority community known as African Americans. You put all of your weight, and this state has put all of their weight behind illegals. And we can't see any of you. You haven't spoken up about anything. We had 2 black girls at Cromwell High School. What happened with them? Huh? Spat on. Called the N-word. Racially disrespected. None of you showed. None of you. Couldn't get NAACP or Black Lives Matter 860. Nobody stepped up for those black girls. Some guy says there's a noose at the bus station, you all go a-running. Somebody says there's a noose at Rom High School, y'all all go a-running. What happened? What happened to the end of those stories? Nothing. You guys found your focus. Apparently, the only minorities that are cared about in the state of Connecticut are Hispanic ones. And maybe an Afghan here or there. Because you guys all showed up. The governor of the state showed up at a press conference about a 19-year-old high school senior who was detained based upon a filing error by DHS. Yeah, that's what it was. Remember that? Remember the press conference they held at City Hall about the Afghani 19-year-old? His father was picked up in 2025, then released. Then the kid was picked up, turned out filing error. Right? Nobody said anything. No follow-up stories. But the governor, the attorney general, and a senator showed up at that press conference. J. Allen Jones got no such review. Not one person has stepped up and said, hey, man, let's release that video. And the reason why they haven't is because, of course, the people who are supposed to be making the most noise about this, who the press seems to just, I don't know, just show up whenever these guys just make a phone call, haven't even spoken up about them. Jessica Jones, I feel absolutely horrible for you. I feel the greatest sadness for you. That the only person who cares about you getting justice for your son's death is the person that the African American community calls a sellout, Uncle Tom Coon. I am so sorry for you. I'm sorry that when it is important and relevant for black people to stand up, they will sooner block traffic for a drugged out counterfeiter 1,200 miles away and did nothing for your son right here in their own backyard. And then tell me that I'm wrong for bringing it up. Everybody now wants to ride on my coattails. Now everybody recognizes that I have a voice. Everybody recognizes now that the show has relevance. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, oh, maybe we should jump on board. Don't join. Don't need you. Never did. Didn't ask you to. And when I did ask, you refused. You wouldn't take my phone calls, never returned any. Didn't return any emails. Don't need you. Don't want you. I am not doing this for your support. Don't need it. I have everything that I need here. So when I say I'm going to get something done, I'm going to get something done, and it'll be without you. So Jessica Jones, I will do my best to get your son justice. I will use this platform and this echo chamber to get these people to respond. And I will keep bringing it home until that video is released to the public. And I don't care how mad they get. Because remember, and this is something you have to realize, every bit of the retaliation that comes from the powers that be in this state about what I am doing is going to reveal exactly what I am saying now. They don't want to be held accountable. And they will do whatever they can in their power, ever they can within their power, to shut it down. Because they're cowards. And I say, bring it on. Because everyone's going to know. And everyone's going to reveal it. Every move you make will be scrutinized from now on. So you better run and hide. Or you better come swinging. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
When a contractor needed to quickly lock down valuable equipment on site, they called the leader in mobile storage, Eagle Leasing. We delivered a clean, watertight storage container exactly where they needed it. Call 1-800-GET-EAGLE or go to eagleleasing.com. You see us everywhere. We're Eagle Leasing.
When a contractor needed convenient office space on their job site, they called the leader in mobile offices, Eagle Leasing. The next day, we delivered a clean, high-quality office trailer and put it exactly where they needed it. Call 1-800-GET-EAGLE or go to eagleleasing.com. You see us everywhere. We're Eagle Leasing.
Caring makes all the difference. Experience the care at the Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. As you arrive, a newly remodeled and updated facility awaits you with all of the amenities to provide a place of comfort, security, and peace of mind. The Bradley Home and Pavilion is the place to thrive and have fun. While the space has changed, a commitment to the best quality of life remains the same. The Bradley Home and Pavilion, where community and caring go hand in hand. Experience the care at thebradleyhome.org.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Pokemon cards have joined rare baseball cards and comic books on the list of expensive collectibles. Influencer Logan Paul sold a Pokemon card for $16 million.
The blue chip items, and this is the best Pokemon card.
Stephen Fischler of the online comic book marketplace Comic Connect says kids who collected Pokemon cards are now grown up, and some have plenty of money to spend. I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Sorry about that. I got a whole bunch of things that I'm doing over here. I'm just trying to figure out some stuff that here. I couldn't find this thing. I was being asked to find this audio clip, and I just couldn't find it. And then, I don't know why, but I did. Let me see.
Understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, just wanted to make sure I had that. I gotta get that. Anyway. Not bad. All right, baby boy. I love that. Roland's giving me some inside baseball numbers on the show. And thank you. Yeah, it does. Remember I told everybody, I said, go online because it's important. We have like a quiet sort of rivalry that is going on here, even though Brian Shackman doesn't know anything about it. And we were really, really like in the low numbers of downloads. And I don't even think we were at 1,000 a couple of months back when the show was getting into its groove. And it really wasn't anything to mention. And we went from about 800 to what over 36? Is that the number? About 3,600 unique listeners now from 800. So I want to thank you guys for checking out the show. And for supporting Reese on the radio. You guys will know that when you meet me, I always say that. Thank you for your support. That's what you're doing. When you dedicate time to this show, that's what you're doing. You're supporting it. I don't like the term fans. When people go like, well, you're fans. Like, don't call them that. I have far more respect for them than fandom. Because they listen for a reason, and there's a purpose behind what they do, and that means a lot to me. Bob says, like Senator Murphy to Tong, the illegals are the most important citizens of Connecticut. I agree with that. And I'll go so far as to say this. You know, I did some other background. And look, it's a cultural thing you're not supposed to talk about. Okay? And if you were to ask anybody in the civil rights community what they say about African Americans versus what they say about African Americans as it relates to white folks, they will tell you time in and time out that white people feel this way about blacks, that white people think this about blacks. Well, according to the information, and I have it right here, this is, what's it? Chinese people hold more unfavorable baseline view of black people than white Americans do today. Okay, according to a 2016 Gallup poll, it found that 30% of Chinese agreed some races are superior than others. In the U.S., explicit endorsement of white racial superiority is way below that. Most white Americans reject overt racial hierarchy in surveys. But here's where it gets real, the data says. In China, almost no black population and heavy internet censorship. Online discourse shows raw negativity. One large study of 90,000 comments, around 80% of race-related posts were negative, calling blacks violent, lazy, low IQ, or race-polluting. Unfiltered prejudice in society where most people have never met a black person. We're talking about people who have never met them. This is what they view. White Americans' attitudes have shifted since the 90s. Far fewer now openly say blacks are less intelligent or hardworking. And majorities acknowledge systemic racism against black. Explicit bias has dropped, but not in Asian communities. I'm sorry. You don't have to be mad at me, but in a world where everybody says that racial justice is the most important thing, well, here are the numbers. You're not supposed to bring it up? You're not supposed to talk about it? This is where everybody's saying, take a pause. Here's where everybody is now going, no, you may be going too far. Really? Are we talking about the same community that yelled at Darius Rucker, the black man from Hootie and the Blowfish, for singing I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas? Are we talking about the same people? Spare me that nonsense. Let's call it like it is. You don't like it? Too bad. I didn't write the talking points. They're there. And I'll go one step further. It shows up culturally too. I was looking at why movies are never sold to China. I looked at those numbers too. It's crazy. Do you know the only black actor in China who actually does well with their films is Will Smith? And they cite because he has a big intellectual property. But guess what? His films do paltry numbers. Men in Black 3 was his largest film in 2012, 77 million. Black Panther did 66 million in China. Black Panther. But the only reason why people go see it because it was part of a long arc in the Marvel films. Black Panther 2, it did 12 million. Funny how that works. Like I said, take it up with the data, not with me. Let's get to some news. John Silva's coming up. He's in the WTIC newsroom. I'm Reese on the radio. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about Josh Elliott and the accusations he's levying towards the Lamont campaign and much, much more when we return. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock. Hartford temperature 83 degrees. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Intervals of clouds and sun, warm in the 80s today. We'll have the forecast details coming up. The Department of Justice is suing Connecticut and New Haven. Suit states both are illegally interfering with the DOJ's immigration policy. Those named in the suit include the governor, state attorney general, and the mayor of New Haven. The complaint specifically says that it is targeting the so-called Trust Act as well as other local and state sanctuary policies. In a statement, Assistant Attorney General Brett Shumate says Connecticut communities have, quote, paid the price of these misguided sanctuary policies, end quote. President Trump is hinting at another round of talks with Iran to end the war.
The UN Secretary General says he's met with Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator.
The indication we have is that it is highly probable that these talks will restart.
And while the first talks were unsuccessful, Antonio Guterres said they must continue.
There is no military solution to this crisis. Peace agreements require persistent engagement and political will.
The location hasn't yet been decided.
It's correspondent Cammie McCormick. The husband of a woman who went missing in the Bahamas has been released from police custody and is speaking out. Brian Hooker says his wife fell from their boat during a nighttime ride and was swept away by a current earlier this month. He was held for several days for questioning before his release. Hooker was interviewed by CBS News and was asked about the public attention the case has been receiving.
Certain things that were said to me during the investigation led me to believe that people were not on the side of getting back out there to find Lynette and were perhaps acting out their grief in other ways.
California Democrat Eric Swalwell says he's resigning from Congress. That is welcome news to Anika Albrecht, one of several women who have accused him of sexual misconduct or assault.
The idea that this man who has already abused his power would be given even more power and could potentially harm even more women made my whole body sick.
Swalwell is denying the allegations. New London police are charging a man after they say he terrorized a group of juveniles while wielding a large buck knife and wearing a mask seen in the Scream movie franchise. Officers were called to the area of Buchanan Road and Jefferson Avenue just before 8 Monday. A caller reported a male identified as 19-year-old Zakay Marshall of New London chasing kids while carrying the knife and wearing the mask. He later fled into the Bates Woods. Police later found Marshall in the area of the Animal Control Office nearby, along with the mask and the knife. He faces a host of charges, including carrying a dangerous weapon and breach of peace. WTIC News Time is 3:03 from the WTIC 24-hour traffic network. As we get ready for the ride home, we still find some road work to deal with and a crash, too. We'll start with the crash. That's in Hartford on the northbound side of 91, just prior to exit 29. Looks like that left lane there is closed, 29 and 29A on 91 North. Elsewhere, it's Manchester 384 westbound between exits 5 and 4. Repair work continues in the left shoulder. We've also got road work happening over in Torrington. Actually, we had a brush fire reported at Burr Mountain Road that crews are still at the scene. And in New Britain, Route 9 southbound between exits 37A and 35. Right lane repair work till about 3:30. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
An early taste of summer across the area for the next few days. A mix of clouds aside the rest this afternoon. Breezy and very warm by 85. There'll be a thunderstorm across parts of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, any storm could produce localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Storms can again bring localized damaging winds, high 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. A heavy thunderstorm in the area early tomorrow night. Downpours can reduce visibility and cause potting on streets and highways. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night and warm, low 64. Very warm Thursday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 89. The record is 92, set in 2012. Not as warm on Friday. A mix of clouds and sun, but the thunderstorm in the area in the afternoon. Storms can bring localized damaging wind gusts and a high of 79 degrees. And will stay warm as we start the weekend on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Dow Jones up 272. NASDAQ's ahead 394. S&P's up 69. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Put those shovels away because spring is finally upon us. Hi, Dave Berger from Modern Plumbing Supply. Everyone knows that spring is the time for rebirth, renewal, and new beginnings. So what better way to welcome in spring than to give your old bathroom and kitchen a fresh start, a new beginning? Visit Modern Plumbing Showroom today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin. See the latest trends, colors, and styles, and spring into a rebirth for your kitchen and bath.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog and your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older, be stronger in the gym, be sharper at work, be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio, and there's always a critic in the room. Thank you, Bob. It's too bad that you think that what I said was harsh. These so-called trolls, as they are, on the left, these people who clearly do nothing but go on the internet and change their profiles and go on other people's pages and moan. They witch and moan. You know the word I'm trying to say. They witch and moan on everybody else's page about their outrage, but they do nothing. There's no sweat equity. They don't do anything. They don't protest. They don't march. They don't spend any money. They think that they're actually doing something by witching and moaning. And nobody's listening to that. Don't ever test my record. I'm out on the street, brother. I'm out on the street. I'm out on the street more than these so-called civil rightsers. And I don't even get funded for that. Ain't nobody throwing any money in my pocket to be out on the street. I do that on my own dime. I'm out here fighting for that black man and that black woman, and you're doing nothing. You're doing nothing but complaining online from the comfort of your little soft chair behind the computer or your cell phone. Don't question me. As I said to him, that's right. I'm out here fighting for the release of a video of the murder of a black man. You've done nothing. I'm also fighting for the lawsuit of a black woman assaulted in jail. You've done nothing there either. My track record on on helping blacks is far better than yours. You're a keyboard warrior for blacks. I'm getting in the faces of powerful people. Show me my respect. Show me my respect. I'm doing your job for you in real time. But because you're so addicted to complaining, you could never show me my respect because I'm showing you up. I'm exposing your fecklessness. I'm exposing your lazy, your lack of hustle, your lack of wanting to do a thing. You just want to complain. I want results. So don't concern yourself with me. Go out there and do something. Prove to the rest of us that I'm wrong. Or join in. You can help a brother. You've done nothing. Still complaining at me. I'm doing the work and you're still complaining. I don't get it. You're not my supervisor, brother. You're not. And if you're a troll, just say that. Aside from that, just listen and enjoy. Here's the thing. Remember who you're listening to. The person who's actually doing the work. That's all. And you know it. You can't deny it. That's all. With that being said, let me get to my thing here. Where is it? This is... Okay, that's the story I got to get to later. I love that story. That's that $500 million, $550 million they stole. Okay, I'm sorry. They said you're not supposed to call it stealing. Misappropriated or put in different places. I don't know. That's what they did with it, but that's where it is. Josh Elliot. Where is this? Here it is. Right. Dan Haar. I found it. Dan Haar's column dropped yesterday. It said, in Ned Lamont battle against Josh Elliot, a staff change and an accusation. They say State Representative Josh Elliot of Hamden, a progressive firebrand, is running a serious primary against incumbent Ned Lamont for the 2026 Democratic nomination. Elliot needs just 15% of the delegates, that's 300 out of 2,000, at the May 16th Democratic Convention in Hartford to force a real primary on August 11th. He's hitting 100-plus town Democrat committees raising money for public financing and says he's in it to win it, as he said here. The accusation is that Elliot sent a letter to Democrats and went public claiming that Lamont's team, not Governor Lamont himself, but his team, is making one-on-one calls to town committee chairs and delegates. The alleged threats are they're going to cut town funding, kill bonding projects, and threaten jobs. Elliot's exact words are, quote, the governor's team is making calls, threatening jobs, threatening to cut down funding, threatening to kill bonding projects. If you thought Lamont was a nice guy, I'd ask you, is that nice? Is that the kind of politics you want to see from someone asking for your vote? Elliot calls it desperate because they know they're losing the fight to keep him off the ballot. Now, again, as I said to you a long time ago, who said it was a shoo-in? Was it you? Was it you? I think it was you. Yes, you were saying that. And I said this months ago. Nobody wanted to believe me. My good friend Donald said, no, that's not true. Where you at now, Donald? Where you at now? First campaign, $18 million. Next campaign, $26 million. Now, according to Josh Elliott, fear tactics? Huh? Fear tactics? He's got a Democrat rival? Find that odd. Elliott won't name names specific to town or exact staffers. And they say that that's convenient because then he doesn't, he's not being held to he's not held to any standard for that. But he is using the power of the governor's office in order to get traction of the story. Now, he could be straight up BSing by not naming names. But if I was Josh Elliott, I would. I would name names because I think the people in Connecticut need to know that that's happening. That the governor's office feels vulnerable. And they should. Because what's happening in the state is on their watch and through their leadership. They had 2 chances to turn it around in the state, and they have a record that must be exposed. If anything, investigated. And it must be hashed out. Early last year, mid last year, we were looking at a governor who had an astonishing 63% approval rating. And then out of nowhere, down to 49%. Out of nowhere. And the crazy part is, no one in the media found that puzzling, strange, even noteworthy. They were just celebrating the man as the 4th popular governor in the country. Remember that? I reported it here. And everyone, all of you who are online, you were in my chat room, and you said the same thing. That's bull. There's no way that's true. And now we get the new numbers at 49%. And not a peep. No words, no nothing. It's strange. Now, I will tell you off the bat, if you ask some folks quietly, you know what they say? And they say it. And people, and the reason why I can't tell you, because this is it. And I've talked to them face to face. They all do the same thing. Before they tell what they really want to say, they go, "Are you recording me right now?" I'm like, "No, I'm not recording you right now." And then they want to speak freely. "Yeah, I don't think he's doing well." "Oh, word? Okay." Yeah, he's not looking good. Other people will say, the first thing they say, "You're not recording me, right?" No, I'm not recording. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. "Oh, really? Okay. Why won't you folks go on the record?" And listen, folks, these are members of the news media. They are. I am not chummy with these people. But I think they see a black eye and they think that they can tell. It's like, then they find out who I am and they just go, "You're not recording, right? You're not recording." I'm not that guy. I don't secretly record. Look, leave that to James O'Keefe, okay? Project Veritas, they do that. I'm not doing that. I want you to be as honest as you can. I want you on the record, but if you're not going to give me on the record, that's fine. But I'm not making it up. The media knows he's struggling. Some people don't know why he's running again. He should have never done it. They were waiting for someone else to step up. They thought it was Tong. Now, again, I'll say this, and I say this boldly. Any one of you in the news media who is listening to me right now, because I know you do, tell me I'm lying. Huh? You are all shaking your head right now. Yep, he's telling the truth. And you know it. You thought it was Tong. You thought the reason why Lamont waited so long was because Tong was going to announce. And he didn't, and Lamont did. And you all shook your head and went, "What? Why? He should just go home. He's got a beautiful life. Just go home. Why is he doing it again?" And now that he's doing it, and they see what he's doing, like how far left can you go? He's in New Haven saying, "I'm a progressive leftist." Sure, Oakley Dokley. Out of nowhere, the guy went from, "I'm in the middle, I'm all by myself," to, "How far to the left can I go? How much money can I spend? What ridiculous special interest can I throw money at? Sure, I'm going to raise taxes on the rich." What happened? But here he is. He's struggling. And Josh Elliott is sort of giving it. And I told him when he was here, if he really wants to win, like if he's serious, he's got to go scorched earth. If he at least wants to be the nominee, he's got to. Now, I know why Democrats have not, because they do. Trust me when I tell you they want to. The reason why they have not supported Josh Elliott is because they know what comes if indeed he were to win. One, Exodus. Oh, man. And it ain't going to sound as pretty as a Bob Marley song. Exodus out of the state. And the other part, he'll lose. No matter who the Republican candidate is, he'll lose. Josh Elliott will probably go full Mamdani, as I asked him before. Remember that? My phone interview with him? Are you waiting until Mamdani wins before you go full Mamdani? Yeah, we'll see. And that's exactly who he's going to be. And he isn't shy about it. It's quite explicit. I'm going to tax everybody in here. We're going to give money to anything. We are going to take care of the poor. He's probably going to figure it out where the poor in this country will at least get the amount of money that the homeless do in New York City. What was it? Upwards of $84,000 per homeless person? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll watch it. We'll see where it goes. We'll see how far it gets. That's going to be crazy. Later on, I want to get into this DCF thing. So I got this I had a conversation yesterday And I didn't know this about DCF, but apparently they can close the books on a case and hand it off. Now, I think someone called the show that deals with DCF, and I want to say, forgive me, I want to say it's Sean in Meriden. I feel like it is. Sean, and if I'm wrong, if I'm attributing this to you incorrectly, please call me up and set me straight. But I'm almost positive it was Sean in Meriden. And he hadn't called in a while, but I remember him saying something to this effect. And that was DCF has a group, a bunch of sort of, subsidiaries, right? Where it's a service that they provide to the family in need. Okay, to give you the breakdown. It sort of goes like this. DCF is called, a file is created, the family is contacted. If the family needs a particular service, DCF doesn't provide that. It's farmed out to this particular group. When that group takes over, the DCF file is closed. Now, I've got a theory if this is true, and everything I've looked up seems to align with this. By the way, if you're a member of one of these outsourced groups, I need to hear from you at 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Because according to this information, DCF has an off-ramp with the family. And if you're paying attention to that, you know exactly what this means. That whatever's being done in the legislature about this homeschooling bill, this is almost a ridiculous bill in the current structure of DCF. Because I truly don't believe they do anything, which then also leads me to believe why we've had so many deaths when it comes to children who have DCF files. And it also brings up this question about why we're not overhauling DCF as a organization. So like I said, if you're one of those people in those offshoots, give me a call. Is that Lori on the line in Glastonbury? You know what? I got time for her. Let me get Lori on the line. Hey, Lori, how are you?
Hey, I'm okay. I'm an organization that works. I work for a program that DCF contracts, but
okay.
I have never heard of books being closed just because a family is working with us. I know for my agency that's not how it works. I think the confusion might come when they're involved in a reunification program. But even if the family is in a reunification program, the books aren't closed until like 6 months after the kids are reunified.
Okay. So here's what I found out from a teacher who filed the DCF case. Okay? According to the story, it starts with a kid that missed 30 days of school. Now, again, there are other tiers of this investigation when it's involving DCF. If it's a physical, sexual, or dangerous situation, usually DCF deals with that hands-on from beginning to end. There is no farm out. But when it's something like truancy, kid not going to school, especially if they're an older teenager, DCF will treat that like a DEFCON 5 as opposed to a DEFCON 1 and then farm that out to one of these groups. In this particular case, the teacher's telling me about, they're saying that the kid was gone for 30 days. DCF contacted the family, connected the family with this farm out group, and then once the farm out group got contact with the family, DCF closed the book. But DCF had to be called again because the kid ended up missing another 30 days.
Jeez, okay.
And then they found out, that's how the teacher found out that the original book had been closed on this student.
Okay. I'm not familiar with anything like that. My agency is usually called when there's cases of neglect or abuse.
Right.
And so when my agency comes into play, but I don't know anything about truancy.
Interesting. Okay, like I said, what I'm hearing about this, and these are these cases of, I mean, all of them count as child neglect, but it turns out that many of these cases DCF wants on and off their docket. And what they do is farm it out to this organization, whoever they may be, because there are several different ones. But once that organization reaches contact, they have first contact with the family, DCF is going, okay, they're in good hands, we moved on.
Okay, then you know things that I don't know.
Okay.
So I will take it from. I will leave it to you then.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lori. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
You got it. So that's what I'm going through here, and I'll run by all of this that I was able to find out based upon this particular story in a moment. So stand by for that. Also, in the news, I got to talk about what J.B. Pritzker is doing as it relates to HIV. And those of you who are still angry about COVID, you are not going to be happy about this. That's not even happening here, but it's still going to make you mad. It's still going to make you mad. And it made me mad when I heard it. I was like, what? So it made me mad for the city of, for the state of Illinois. But we'll talk about that also when we get back. All right. That is about it. Oh, and what was the other thing that of course, we'll talk about the Eric Swalwell fallout in the new press sort of presser of this woman who is now alleging that Eric Swalwell drugged her before he assaulted her. We'll talk about that and much, much more. Plus, we've got the donor. We got audio on him who threw Eric Swalwell out of his house. And that's a hairy situation. We got all that and much, much more when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. It's time. We're about to go to springtime, and the spring sales event could get you 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And Serta Pro, those folks are awesome. They're independently owned and operated right here in our community. They did my kitchen. They were there on time. The estimate was excellent, and they did, by the way, a great job. Serta Pro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. The Department of Justice has filed suit against Connecticut and the city of New Haven. The suit alleges both as have interfered with the immigration policy by declaring sanctuary status for illegals. It is seen as a continued crackdown on what DOJ calls illegal policies of states and cities, including Connecticut, as well as Minnesota, New York, Boston, and L.A. One-time police union head in Seymour's in hot water. Officer Justin Quilty is charged with misappropriating over $32,000 in police union funds. An investigation alleges Quilty deposited money into his personal account and withdrew thousands from an ATM. Getting a bit of a taste of summer today and for the next several days thereafter. Temps running above average in the 80s. We'll get the forecast details coming up. The one-time frontrunner in the California governor's race is now leaving Congress.
California Congressman Eric Swalwell's swift political fall is now complete. The 7-term Democrat says he will resign his seat following multiple sexual assault allegations. He denied them in a social media video Friday.
They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have.
Yesterday, Swalwell suspended his California gubernatorial bid. This morning, the House Ethics Committee said it started a probe into Swalwell, who faced a bipartisan uproar to step down, and did so hours later. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
Diplomats worked through back channels to arrange a new round of talks between the U.S. and Iran. Washington enacted its blockade on Iranian ports. Tehran threatened to strike targets across the region. The last week's ceasefire appeared to hold the showdown over the Strait of Hormuz, risked reigniting hostilities, although President Trump today says he is not ruling out a second round of talks with Iran. Harvey Weinstein going on trial again on a rape charge in New York. After years of Me Too infamy, jury selection began today on the one-time movie mogul's latest trial. The third time the jurors will weigh whether he raped a woman in Manhattan in a hotel in 2013. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine. The rest of this afternoon, breezy and very warm, high 85. There'll be a thunderstorm in some areas this afternoon into this evening. In fact, any storm could bring localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Once again, any storm could produce damaging winds. High 86. The record high tomorrow is 88 for 1941. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
And checking traffic, 91 northbound still have that crash working in the left lane between exits 29 and 29A in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hey, if you're looking for a reliable car that won't break the bank, Mitchell Auto Group has Mitchell Select, an exclusive lineup of affordable pre-owned vehicles, each car carefully inspected with a 150-point check and comes with a 12-month warranty so you can drive with confidence. Sedans, SUVs, whatever it is, Mitchell Select has options for everybody. Go to MitchellAutoGroup.com, browse the inventory today. Mitchell Auto Group, delivering quality and value, and always, people, drive safely.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Memory chip companies are feeling some pressure after Google announced it's come up with new algorithms that reduce the amount of memory needed to run large language AI models. Google unveiled 3 algorithms, including one that creates a high-speed shorthand that requires no memory. And that's a big deal for AI companies who are requiring massive amounts of memory and storage in order to power new AI data centers. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Have you ever felt like you were living just a B or B+ life? It's so dangerous to live that, more dangerous than a B- or a C+ life, because when you're living a B or B+ life, you don't change it. You think it's good enough. Is it? I'm Susie Welch. I host a podcast called Becoming You. People think, okay, an A+ life is not available to me, but there is a way. We are all in the process of becoming ourselves. Listen to Becoming You wherever you get your podcast.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
So the Democrats put out an email of a presser, and it went like this. Tuesday, Senators Looney, Duff, and Winfield previews Senate passage of ICE bill. That's what the headline read. And then they sent a second email. And that said, today, listen closely, today, Senate Democrats will pass bill reining in ICE abuses in Connecticut. Sue ICE agents in federal court, ban masks, give AG and IG broad new powers. Bill also addresses responsible use of license plate readers. The Senate will pass a bill. If that's not arrogant, I don't know what is. They know that this is going to be sort of hashed out. But they wrote this press release, knowing we can't be stopped. We're not going to be stopped. Absolutely. Democratic state senators today will debate and pass Senate Bill 397, an act concerning democracy and government accountability that could help reduce in Connecticut some of the horrific human rights and constitutional abuses already committed by the federal immigration and customs enforcement agents in multiple cities and across America. In May 2025, Deputy White House Chief of Staff Stephen Miller and former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem ordered ICE to arrest up to 3,000 immigrants every day. Since then, rogue federal ICE agents have mounted an unprecedented national fear campaign of attacks on American citizens, including murder, kidnappings, assaults, violations of constitutional rights, and vilification of all immigrants, and the politicized enforcement of the law. Briefly, SB 397 creates a much-needed cause for action to sue federal officials that violate our constitutional rights, bans masks for federal, state, and local law enforcement, with some exceptions, gives Connecticut residents the best chance to convict federal officers who commit crimes by clarifying, expanding, and strengthening the authority of our state inspector general, empowers Connecticut through the attorney. I just read through that. Sorry. This thing is like so small printed. Anyway, the State Inspector General empowers Connecticut through the Attorney General and the IG to seek emergency injunctions against federal law enforcement that violate persons' right or obstruct an investigation, prohibits ICE agents for civil offenses in sensitive areas like schools, hospitals, and places of worship, and ensures that lightly trained ICE agents do not become police officers in Connecticut. They're supposed to review this, but they say, we'll argue it, but then we will pass it. That is the arrogance of a supermajority. That's their arrogance. It's like, what are you going to do about it? We're going to stop it. Well, how will they stop it? Well, that's easy. And I'm so happy to report that the federal government has already stepped in. Now, I don't know if they were paying attention to Senate, to the state senators. I have no idea whether or not they were. But here we are. As you heard at the top of the hour from John Silva, the Trump administration and the Justice Department are suing the entire state of Connecticut, Governor Ned Lamont, Attorney General William Tong, and the city of New Haven, and Justin Elliker, the mayor. The charge, their so-called sanctuary policies are illegal and openly defy federal immigration law. They're putting American citizens at risk by shielding criminal illegal immigrants. Yeah. Connecticut's Trust Act is the focus. Passed in 2013, expanded in 2019. State and local cops cannot hold someone just because ICE puts a detainer on them, unless it is a super serious A or B felony, including murder, rape, robbery, etc. They're on the terrorist watch list, or ICE brings a full judicial warrant, no detainer. If there's no detainer, they let that person walk out the door after the local charge is done. New Haven's 2020 Welcoming City executive order, signed by Justin Elliker, says city employees are banned from asking about the immigration status, ban them from sharing info, and banned from using any city resources to help ICE, even on detainers or administrative warrants, unless the judge forces them. It literally tells cops, don't cooperate with the federal immigration enforcement. The DOJ says that they have the Supremacy Clause, which is Article 7 of the Constitution, which means federal immigration law is supreme. 8 U.S.C. 1373 explicitly prohibits states and cities from restricting information sharing with federal agents about someone's immigration status. These policies directly violate that. They also block ICE from doing its jobs, force federal agents to chase criminals on the street instead of picking them up in jail, and put officers and the public in danger. DOJ calls it an open defiance of federal law. Since the Trust Act kicked in hard, Connecticut has honored less than 20% of ICE detainers. DOJ cites cases where illegal aliens convicted of sex assaults on kids, burglaries were released back into the Connecticut neighborhoods and reoffended. One example of this complaint, a guy who sexually assaulted 2 children was let go because of the Trust Act. ICE had to hunt them down in the community later. AG Tong's statement on this lawsuit says that it is baseless. He would know. He says that the lawsuit claims the Trust Act prioritizes public safety and ensures that there's trust in law enforcement. That's the way he feels about the Trust Act. That's a classic sanctuary spin. The translation means that it protects illegal immigrants from deportation more than it protects Connecticut families from repeat criminal offenders. Public safety, well, tell that to the victims of tell that to the victims of these criminals who have been affected by all of these sanctuary policies. According to this, they believe that Donald Trump is going to win this case, or at least the DOJ will, and they'll be forced to adhere to the federal law, which is, again, I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, why would they think that they're just going to pass a law that is going to, like, who's going to enforce that? Here's what I want to know. Just so I can understand from Senate Democrats. I need to understand this. How are you going to enforce this bill on ICE agents? How are you going to do it? I need this understood. Because I will tell you, and I'm doing a dream scenario here. This is my dream sequence. So, an ICE agent violates this new rule, and you send New Haven police to the ICE agent's home to arrest him and charge him. Is that what's going to happen? Let's go one step further. Hartford police, where it stands right now, you are going to ask a Hartford police officer to go down to the house of an ICE agent living in Hartford proper and ask the Hartford Police Department to arrest said ICE agent for violating the new state law. Who can imagine what that's going to look like? I see a scenario where the police department has to issue a warrant to pick up an ICE agent in Hartford, and the police officer says, you must be out your gosh darn mind. You think I'm going to go down there and going to go arrest a fellow officer? Do you think I'm going to enforce? You better send the mayor. You better send the mayor and his detail. They would sooner. Mayor Arunin would sooner pick up that ICE agent before an Hartford police officer does it. I don't know how they do it in New Haven. Maybe they just really, really love Justin Elliker and they'll do anything that they say. But I don't believe that either. I really want to see a world where politicians separate law enforcement and turn them against one another. I really want to see that. I want to see the badge look at each other and go, yeah, we're going to have to take you downtown. Please, please pass this bill. Please do it. Hurry up. In fact, I applaud your arrogance. Please pass it. Pass it with flying colors. I really want to see how you're going to enforce it. And I hope the Trump administration is listening to this and this news story, and he turns around and tells Stephen Miller and tells Mark Wayne Mullen, send up the troops to Connecticut. I'm hoping that happens. I want to see Bob Larson and Martin Looney and all of them screaming into the microphones. This is an invasion! And we'll sit idly by and we'll applaud. Go get him, boss! Go get him. Oh, I'm loving it. I think these people are dumb. I know they are. I really, really want to see how stupid these people are. I love seeing it on display, but please work it out. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. We got to take a break? Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Eric Swalwell deal, and then we'll talk about his donor. Oh, that's an ugly story. We'll talk about that as well. And a bunch of national news coming up. So stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
Get up to $1,500 off your spring project with DeGiorgi. For over 93 years, DeGiorgi has been Connecticut's trusted partner for all things home improvement. Right now, take advantage of the Zero Worries sale. 0 money down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2028. Go to DeGiorgiInc.com now to get the DeGiorgi advantage.
Our family serving your family. To Georgie.
Got a tree causing big trouble in a tiny space? Don't risk it. Call the experts who specialize in the impossible jobs. At Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut, we handle the heavy lifting so you don't have to. From precision limb cutting and stump grinding to full land cleaning and emergency storm damage cleanup. No job is too big and no space is too tight. When it matters most, trust the guys who know trees. Trust Tree Wise Guys of Connecticut. Visit treewiseguysct.com today to get a free quote on your next project. That's treewiseguysct.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
That's weird. Okay. Hey, we're back. Reese on the radio. News Talk 1080 WTIC. Weather and traffic is coming up soon. We've got Betsy McCoy. I think she's calling on the phone at 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, she won't be here. I don't know. This isn't... Adam, don't take this personally. It's not you, buddy. I just got to tell you, folks, with all due respect, I hate phone calls. I mean, it was different when I was in Texas. It was, and I understood, of course, because I'm on the way out there. But, yeah, I do in-person interviews. Phone calls, that stuff is for people who are out of town. If you're here in the state, I'd like people who are here. You know, I'll even give a pass to, you know, the Linda McMahon thing because she's moving and she's shaking. But yeah, I get it. But if you're in town and you're close by, it's just a thing that I like having you physically in here because it's one, I can talk to you, I can look at you, and it's a focused conversation between the two of us. So I don't really get out of sorts or bent out of shape about it, but it's just something I do. I think usually if they can't make it in, come in when you can. All right, and that's it's just the way I do it. It's a personal thing. I know it's a pet peeve, but I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it. I hope you guys understand. That's just the way I do things. Bob J was saying something about the fact that I use the word Negro. What are you, new here? That's my favorite word. and it doesn't, and I don't care whether or not you're black, Asian, white, Lithuanian. I don't care. I use the word. I'm not. If I was trying to say something, I'd say the word. If I got something to say to you, I say it. Okay, don't worry about it. Did you want to say something else? I said what I said. I'm good. So thank you, folks, for asking me about that. I say what I mean what I say. Hartford Police Department will tell them to send a social worker. Sad thing, Zach says, I could see a liberal judge signing a warrant for something like that. And I know they will. But again, it's going to be interesting watching the Hartford police, or any police department for that matter, suiting up to go arrest the ICE agent. You guys think that you could turn them on each other? You think law enforcement sees themselves as nope. Trust me, they don't. You know nothing about law enforcement if you think those folks don't see each other as brothers. Are you kidding me? Those federal agents and local police? No, not at all. The guys who are in the higher ups, those suits, they may have that back and forth. But the rank and file, no, those are their brothers. You can damn well bet that. Reese, you're putting out too much common sense out there. The powers that be can't grasp it. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you. So we'll wait for Betsy to call in a little bit. I got her press release here. We'll talk about that as well. What she has done, this press release that she released, is something no one has done yet. And most important, the governor of the great state of Connecticut should have done it before her. And she's doing it to show you exactly how inept this guy is. And she should not be stealing this guy's lunch like this. She is stealing and eating his lunch in his face. And when Betsy comes on, we'll talk about it when we return. So stand by for that and much, much more. Mark Christopher's here. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. How we doing, sir?
Hey, Reese, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading on the southbound side of I-91, look for some slow traffic now as you move down between 33 and 32 A and B. Eastbound 84, some sluggish traffic, 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Boakley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. 291 through 84 okay. Middletown 9 northbound's a little slow at the Aragoni Bridge. Look out for an accident on the northbound side of Route 8 in Waterbury up by exit 27. So you got delays behind that. If you're traveling 84 eastbound into Waterbury, some slow traffic 17 up to exit 18. Westbound 84 Waterbury slowing 22 up to the Mixmaster. And if you are traveling 91 and the Parkway, both moving well heading down in toward New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than getting stuck in an elevator with an overshare,
bean burrito for lunch.
you have Insuranoia. You should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
An early taste of summer across the area for the next few days. A mix of clouds aside the rest this afternoon. Breezy and very warm by 85. Be a thunderstorm across parts of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, any storm can produce localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Storms can again bring localized damaging winds, high 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. A heavy thunderstorm in the area early tomorrow night. Downpours can reduce visibility and cause potting on streets and highways. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night and warm, low 64. Very warm Thursday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 89. The record is 92, set in 2012. Not as warm on Friday. A mix of clouds and sun with the thunderstorm in the area of the afternoon. Storms can bring localized damaging wind gusts and a high of 79 degrees. And will stay warm as we start the weekend on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
4 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. The Justice Department has filed suit against Connecticut Governor Lamont, Attorney General William Tong, and the Mayor of New Haven, Justin Elliker. The DOJ alleges the parties have deliberately interfered with immigration laws and policy. DOJ specifically names Connecticut's Trust Act that allows the state and municipalities to act as sanctuaries for those here illegally. This comes as the state Senate debates a bill that would allow suits to be filed against ICE agents in federal court. Eric Swalwell is resigning from Congress over claims of sexual misconduct. His announcement came a day after he suspended his campaign to be governor of California. Several accusers have been coming forward, Lana Drews among them. She delivered a statement with her lawyer, Lisa Bloom. She believes she was drugged and raped in 2018.
My delay in taking action against Eric was driven by fear, not doubt. Fear of his political power, his background as an attorney, and his family law enforcement ties.
Swalwell has denied the allegations. Secretary of State Rubio is hosting first-time direct talks between Israel and Lebanon.
This is a process, not an event. This is more than just one day. This will take time, but we believe it is worth this endeavor, and it's a historic gathering that we hope to build on.
Israel has been pounding Hezbollah in Lebanon since the war in Iran began.
There are wide gaps as far as the goals. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel has two goals. First and foremost is the disarming of Hezbollah. And secondly, he says a peace that will last for generations with Lebanon. Now, Lebanon says, first of all, we need a ceasefire. The problem is, though, one of the warring parties, Hezbollah, is not even involved in these talks and actually urged Lebanon not to take part in the talks.
Correspondent Robert Berger in Jerusalem. The former head of the Seymour Police Union is facing larceny charges. Officer Justin Quilty is accused of misappropriating over $32,000 from union bank accounts for his personal use. Police launched an investigation last October. That is when police personnel noticed discrepancies in the accounts. They say over $17,000 was deposited into Quilty's personal account and another $14,000 was withdrawn from an ATM. Quilty is free on bond and due in court later this month. NFL reporter Diana Rossini has resigned from The Athletic less than a week after published photos of her and Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel at an Arizona resort prompted an internal investigation at the New York Times-owned sports outlet. The New York Post last week published the photos of Vrabel and Rossini at the Sedona Hotel and said they were taken before the NFL owners' meetings that began in Phoenix on March 29th. Wall Street, the Dow up 317 points, NASDAQ up 455, and the S&P ahead 81 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Brian Jackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Listen, I had an incredible experience with them. They gave me a great estimate. They were there on time, and when they came to paint our kitchen, they were in and out, and when they were gone, it was like they were never there, except they left a beautiful kitchen. Maybe it's time for you to take a look at their spring sales event. You can get 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. Serta Pro Painters, they're independently owned and operated right here in our community, so you might want to give them a call. Start spring off right. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Reese is on the radio. Except
All right, second half of Reese on the Radio underway right here on WTIC News Talk 1080. Stand by. We've got Betsy McCoy on hold. We're going to pick her up right after we get from the BPS BPS lawyers, traffic and weather, coming up with Mark Christopher. But just to give you a heads up on what we're going to discuss, Betsy McCoy did the thing that Governor Lamont should have done, and that is sue Governor Kathy Hochul and the state of New York. Why? Because they are refusing to allow affordable natural gas to be piped into Connecticut. And she put out a press release today. She has filed that lawsuit, and she is going to be here to talk about that. And it should be done, and everybody should be joining her on this. This is not something that you need to poo-poo and dismiss. You had Lamont just yesterday doing some presser talking about, we're going to lower energy prices for you, right? And energy prices for you real soon. We're working on that right now. After all of this time, 2 terms in office, now he's going to get to it. Election time, because we're going to try to lower some costs for you. You know, first we'll give you $200, and then we'll do some other stuff as well. As soon as we figure it out. As soon as we figure it out, we will. Well, Kathy Hochul's going to have to help figure it out, thanks to Betsy McCoy, and we're going to get to her and talk about that much more about that lawsuit and why it needs to be done. So stand by for that. Also, J.B. Pritzker, what he did in the bill, the law he signed in Illinois will absolutely shock you, if not annoy you, probably make you angry, if anything. Stupidest thing I read today, and then we'll get into the Swalwell nonsense, and I've got audio sound bites from that from his former donor, billionaire, who is, I guess, just left his, sort of abandoned his support for Eric Swalwell, but as it turns out, for the Democrat Party as well. So we'll play the audio of that when we get back. Also, your comments and your phone calls are coming up soon at 860-522-9842. 860-522-9842. Now let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Well, good afternoon to you and to everyone. If you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, just a little slow, 32A and B. Eastbound 84 is tied up 46 Sisson Avenue into the downtown tunnel. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. Heading into Middletown, 9 northbound delays approaching Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you're traveling Route 8 southbound in Naugatuck, look out for an accident between 27 and 26 in the right lane. That's backing you up there. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. Westbound 84 is tied up 22 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. And if you are heading toward New Haven, 91 in the Parkway, both doing very well. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine. The rest of this afternoon, breezy and very warm, high 85. There'll be a thunderstorm in some areas this afternoon into this evening. In fact, any storm could bring localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low of 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Once again, any storm could produce damaging winds. High 86. The record high tomorrow is 88 for 1941. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of Yukon Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearis is responsible for the content of this ad.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's get to the phones right now. Of course, as promised, gubernatorial candidate and will be featured in our debate on May 7th. None other than Betsy McCoy joins us on the phone. Hello, former Lieutenant Governor. How are you?
Reese, I'm just great. I'm so glad to join you today. It was a big day at the Capitol because I announced that I had slapped a lawsuit on New York Governor Kathy Hochul for violating the Interstate Commerce Clause of the U.S. Constitution.
And you have been talking about this since I've met you. I remember the last time you sat with me, you said that she was violating this Interstate Commerce Clause and something needed to be done about it. In fact, you said on this show that you felt that Lefty Lamont, as you called him, was feckless on this, that he should have filed this lawsuit.
Yes, and then it came to my attention. I thought, why am I waiting till I get elected governor to file this lawsuit? I'm going to file it right now. I have standing as one of the consumers in Connecticut who is paying through the nose 3 times what I should be paying for natural gas because of Kathy Hochul and Lefty Lamont. Lefty refuses to sue his fellow Democrat / progressive or left-wing governor, Hochul, and she and her Department of Environmental Conservation are blocking a pipeline from being built to carry affordable, domestically produced natural gas from the Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania across upstate New York into Connecticut. So Connecticut, we have to import natural gas and pay 3 times the price, 300% higher price, because we're importing it from places like Canada and Nicaragua when we could be buying it cheap right from Pennsylvania.
And of course, you believe that this governor is doing that because of his, I would say, his greenhouse gas sort of, I don't know, I don't even know what it is, his dreams or Green New Deal dreams or his apathy towards natural fuel. I'm sorry?
Let's face it, a lot of it is just old-fashioned partisan bias. He's not going to sue a fellow Democratic governor. If a Republican were doing this, he'd be happy to sue. Look how often his administration is suing Trump. 59 times, I believe, by now.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have done, no, he wouldn't have, even if it was a Republican governor in New York, he wouldn't have sued them over the Interstate Commerce Clause to get fuel up here because he's against it. He hates natural gas.
Right. So he's making us pay through the nose. 56% of our electricity is made with natural gas. He, of course, wants us to use windmills at 86 cents per kilowatt hour. If you buy energy produced nuclear, it's 4 cents. Fossil fuels may be 30 or 40 cents. He wants us to pay 86 cents per kilowatt hour for wind-powered electricity, and that's why I also like to call him Windbag Lamont. Yeah.
We're on the phone with Betsy McCoy. Let me read a section of the press release you put out. It says, Laura Sweat, chairman of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC, testified to Congress on February 2nd, 2026, that blocking the pipeline is causing New England customers to pay as much as 300% higher rates for natural gas imported from countries such as Canada and Nicaragua, is what your point was. Why didn't that make news here in Connecticut? Because that's, again, it's about us.
Smothered. It's just being smothered. And the fact is, There's no doubt that this is a violation of the Interstate Commerce Clause. The framers of our Constitution wrote the Constitution to prevent states from behaving just the way New York is behaving now, blocking commerce, blocking progress, and it's a clear violation of the United States Constitution. To me, it's very sad that Lefty does not have the guts to sue Hochul and stand up for the consumers of Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't even know what any of the tactics are. Have you been keeping track of what he plans to do for nutmeggers to lower their cost outside of that ridiculous $200 rebate he was giving back to people, to anybody who, even those who made upwards of $200,000 a year? I mean,
Well, I can tell you that what he's doing right now will double our electric bill. If he is reelected a third time, our electric bills, already unaffordable, will double, and here's why. He is signing contracts right now with those offshore wind generating companies, contracts to pay 86 cents per kilowatt hour, 86 cents, and that is more than double what it costs to generate electricity with natural gas, and about 90 times more than it costs using nuclear.
Yeah, we need to start
But
pressing.
he doesn't care.
Yeah, I know he doesn't.
He's ever opened his electric bill.
Yeah, that's true. I think that that's the point that should be pushed by all three of you candidates, at least on the Republican side, if not the Republicans overall in the state, is that here's a guy who keeps talking about affordability, but his answer to that is spending more and more cash and more taxpayer dollars.
And forcing us to pay higher and higher electric bills because of this climate ideology. He's a climate ideologue. But, you know, it's such a shame that he's doing this. I just couldn't see any reason to wait until I'm elected governor. I hear the other candidates say, yes, it's a good idea. We should sue him. But why wait? Right now, we will be facing another terrible winter come November and December. Yeah. Because of these high electric bills. If we start the suit now, maybe we'll get Hochul to back down. After all, she's already relented on one pipeline.
Sure.
Donald Trump has been pushing very hard on that.
Right.
And I know he'd like to see this pipeline built as well. And so I'm just giving him a little nudge. Hey, why not? Give him a little help.
I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm glad that you filed this. What has the reception been so far? Is there interest in this? Have people been contacting you, calling you, and saying how? I mean, do you believe that this is going to go anywhere further than the press release and the lawsuit itself?
Are you kidding? You can't file a lawsuit in federal court and then just do it for a press release. You got to follow through.
I'm
right?
expecting you to.
Hey,
I'm expecting you to.
This cannot be a frivolous lawsuit, and it is not. And judging from the public reaction so far, I'm going to have a lot of fellow plaintiffs before long. I started this out standing alone, but I'm not going to be standing alone for long, Reese.
I believe you. It's so fun. I've talked to so many people, and of course, I cannot say who they are, obviously, because they can't say. But I will tell you, Betsy, every time your name comes up, it's one of two things. They will go, "Oh, she doesn't have a chance," which are few. But there are more people going, I really like her. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why this is important. You are, as I told you before, you are kicking doors open. There is no peeking your head in and asking if you can come in. You are kicking them open with the things that a lot of people here in Connecticut want done. You may not even be the person they want doing it, but they have to respect, as they say in the hood, they respect your gangster, that you got the guts. No, you have the guts to do the things that we want from other politicians in the state, even those who have already been elected. So I'm just saying good on you, and a lot of people respect you for that.
Thank you very much, Reese. And let me just say to the public, everyone who's listening to your very important show, I'm a big fan, to please come to my website, Betsy2026.com, because of the candidates in the race for governor, I am the only one who still needs contributions. If you go to my website and donate, you are going to unlock a $22 million public grant. It's not often that you can make a small donation and have such a big impact, right? People say, what what difference does it make what I do? You know, my little donation.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, it's a huge impact because we can unlock that $22 million and really wage a campaign that reaches every voter in the state.
Yeah, indeed. Betsy.
And we got a tight deadline. So if you're listening and you want to lower your electric bill and you want to see somebody who's already fighting for you, even though they're not in office yet, please come to Betsy 2026 and donate. I'm not waiting around. I'm throwing the grenades right now.
There you go. Betsy, thank you. I appreciate your time and good luck to you. We'll be
Thank you,
following,
Reese.
of course. Keep us updated on this lawsuit and, of course, your campaign, okay?
Thank you. Your show is a public service.
Thank you. And that's what we try to do. Thank you, Betsy. Betsy McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. And again, she will be with us on May 7th at Stadium 15 in Farmington, 7 p.m. You can be there, too, for the first of many debates I know that are going to happen in and around the state. You could be there by going to WTIC.com, click on More, click on Contest, and put in your information. You and a guest out of 60 will be there live in our studio audience on May 7th at 7 p.m. It'll be also broadcast live on WTIC on the radio station as well. So if you want to get a chance to, please do. Yeah, she filed the lawsuit. Go look it up. And it says the headline is McCoy sues Hochul and New York State to allow affordable natural gas to be piped into Connecticut. And someone should be asking Governor Lamont his response to this. Even if he doesn't like Betsy McCoy, even if he doesn't like Republicans, he should be asked, what do you think about suing Kathy Hochul for violating the Interstate Commerce Clause? Shouldn't it be asked? Oh, who am I kidding? I'll do it myself. What would I ask you guys to do it for? I'll just do it. I was just thinking, look, why would I? That's crazy. I was lit for a minute there. I forgot that I could do it myself. Here I was sitting up there waiting for the press to do the press's job. And I realized that, no, that's my job now. It is. I applaud me. Look at me. I'm such a good advocating for you. Huh. I was going to leave it to the professionals. I'm an idiot. Anyway, Mark says, looking forward to meeting Betsy. Ask her when she's coming to Canton. She's always in Canton, believe that or not, Mark. But when she comes into town soon, I'll let you know. I see the DOJ has filed the lawsuit against New Haven for being a sanctuary city. About time. Yes, they have. Peter says, my girl, we need someone to pull D.C., to pull in D.C. to shine a light on the criminals running Connecticut. Agree with you, Peter B. Oh, that's Peter F. That's Peter F. Thank you, man. Wind turbines are a joke and kill marine animals. And we are paying for it through Eversource public benefits charge. Last First says. Thank you for that one. Let me see what else is in here. Wendy is in the house. How you doing, Wendy? Yeah, Wendy says she she sounds dead serious, and she is. That man won't have the answer. Yeah, he won't have the answer. He's special. That's a good one. When we come back, Eric Swalwell, his donor, has come out and denounced him in, incredible ways. We'll play the audio for that. We'll also play what I'd like to call That Aged Well. You're not going to believe this audio. And then we've got J.B. Pritzker and his crazy bill that he signed the other day that some people are talking about, but not all. And, of course, your phone calls, if you wish to, at 860-522-WTIC. And we got Stupidest Thing I've Read Today also coming up. And let me say this before we go to break. This is incredible. Yesterday, you guys were calling on the show about the Maryland woman who had the illegal roofers do her fix her roof, and then after they were done, she called ICE on them, and that really got you resonated with you guys. I'm telling you, the truth is that story is over a month old, and I had it there, and I hate leaving stories like sort of on deck never picking them up. And it was been sitting on my desk for a long time. And I said, man, I got to bring this story up. And I grabbed it and I read it, and you guys responded to it. And something in my head said, do people really care about this story? And you do. So I'm going to find out some more information about the woman and see where it's gone because of your interest. Like I said, I dismissed it just as some sort of throwaway story. But I'll get some more details on it to make sure that you guys are up to date. Also, yeah, Nick's. What's that? What's that? Oh, you mean going to the NCAA game? He was traveling back and forth, so he's not concerned about the interstate commerce clause? Oh, look, I know the guy's out to lunch. Okay, there's nothing I can tell you about Lamont. He's out to lunch on everything. The guy is right now running around on a campaign trail telling people we're working on lowering your energy costs, as if the last 2 terms don't count. Like that wasn't your job last year or the year before that? When Ryan Fazio fought for transparency on the amount of money people were being charged, you did nothing. And I mean absolutely nothing until you decided to give people $200 as a rebate. And then when that went over like a lead balloon, you're now telling people we're working. We're working. You're still talking about Revolution Wind, which you know is going to charge people more on their electric bills. You have no idea what you're doing. You couldn't keep the Connecticut Sun here. It's a women's basketball team. The only thing you came up with, you were going to use pension money to keep them here. And that got laughed out the door. Goodness gracious. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. That's far more important than this, trust me. Mark Christopher is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 33 down to 32 A and B. On the eastbound side of 84, you got delays 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley. Westbound 84 is tied up Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. If you're heading into Middletown, 9 northbound delays approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. Heading into Waterbury, 84 eastbound sluggish 17 to 18. Westbound 84 is slowing 22 up to the Mixmaster. We have a crash in Naugatuck. It's 8 southbound between exit 27 and 26. The right lane is blocked there, so you want to stay to the left to get through there a little bit easier. If you are heading toward New Haven, 91 and the Parkway both doing very well. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
An early taste of summer across the area for the next few days. A mix of clouds aside the rest this afternoon. Breezy and very warm, high 85. Be a thunderstorm across parts of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, any storm could produce localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Storms can again bring localized damaging winds, high 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. A heavy thunderstorm in the area early tomorrow night. Downpours can reduce visibility and cause potting on streets and highways. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night and warm, low 64. Very warm Thursday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 89. The record is 92, set in 2012. Not as warm on Friday. A mix of clouds and sun, but the thunderstorm in the area of the afternoon. Storms can bring localized damaging wind gusts at a high of 79 degrees. And will stay warm as we start the weekend on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. And now, a WTIC News Update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Additional details in the Eve Rogers case in Enfield. Multiple outlets report a shoplifting incident at a nearby convenience store the week before Eve was found dead in her home. The girl had reportedly gone to the store early one morning, and that the Department of Children and Families is investigating. Eve's stepfather, Anthony Federline, remains jailed on sexual assault charges. He has not been charged in her death. The Department of Justice claims what it calls the sanctuary policies of Connecticut and New Haven are blocking the enforcement of federal immigration law. So, its new lawsuit seeks to invalidate parts of the state's Trust Act, which limits how local law enforcement interacts with the feds. Also takes aim at New Haven's executive order welcoming residents regardless of their immigration status. New Haven Mayor Justin Ellicker is named in the suit and says his order complies with federal law.
It's not surprising to me that the Trump administration is targeting us. I've been a vocal critic of the Trump administration and their policies, particularly around their very aggressive attacks against immigrants that are just trying to make a living here.
An accuser of Eric Swalwell is speaking out.
I did not consent to any sexual activity. Although I did not undergo a rape kit at the time, I disclosed the assault to the people closest to me.
Lana Drews says she was raped and drugged by the disgraced California congressman in 2018. He's denying numerous allegations of assaults and misconduct, announcing his resignation only hours after suspending his campaign for governor. Hartford City and education leaders met Monday night to talk about ways to address a potential $75 million budget shortfall over the next 2 years. The state's ordering an independent audit into the financial challenges that plague the district, but it may not be done in time as the city looks for a bailout. Diana Rossini has resigned from The Athletic. The NFL insider said in a letter today, a letter of resignation, that she came to the decision with, quote, sadness. Rossini was photographed with Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel holding hands and hugging while both were in Arizona for the league meetings. Both are married. Wall Street, the Dow gained 317 points today. The NASDAQ picked up 455 and the S&P was up 81 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Take advantage of our Mother's Day sale, which starts now. It's our best deal of the year. Save up to 60% off. Visit legacybox.com/radio and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/radio for 60% off. legacybox.com/radio.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Stupidest thing I read today in 2023. Roland, you are going to love this story. A Pennsylvania auto shop owner paid his employee his paycheck. His paycheck was $915. But the Pennsylvania auto shop owner was feeling petty that day. So he decided to pay his employee with 91,500 pennies. And he dumped them into buckets instead of a normal check. That's right. 91,500 oily pennies were paid to his employee. Well, the employee wasn't going out like that. So he sued him. He went to the state labor department and they investigated. And they ended up giving the owner or forcing the owner to pay him not only with a regular check, but also force the employer to pay another $39,930 in penalties and interest for violating wage laws. The department called the stunt unacceptable and stressed that workers must be paid in proper legal tender. The case dragged on for years while the owner fought against the penalties. For $915, it ended up costing him a little over $40,000.
Yikes.
That is the worst. That is the dumbest thing in the world. Just pay the guy. I wouldn't have been that petty.
Yeah, I wouldn't even accepted that.
Can you imagine? First of all, you've got to. How much trouble do you have to go to get 91,000 pennies?
That's a lot of work.
That's a hell of a lot of work. The effort must have been worth $39,930.
Yikes.
That's. I mean, I don't even know where you find 91,000 pennies. That is a hell of an ordeal. But yeah, he did it.
He may have already had that and is saved up for 20 years in his house, just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. You think he probably got it from one of the kids? Hey, why don't you give me that water bucket?
Yeah.
I've got an idea. Yeah, so sure enough. And the fines are just, because that's the part that drives me crazy, is that little stupid stunt would cost me $40,000 after the fact.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing that I try to teach my daughter, my nephews. If you get out into the world and you break a law, you can't be mad at what they throw at you for breaking said law, because they could do whatever they want because you broke the law.
Yeah, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, as they
It's
say.
madness.
Oh, man, let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, he's almost there. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
I'm
Let's
going to
see.
jump off here.
There he goes.
Okay. Thanks.
You got it, Mark? Okay, I think he's coming.
He's switching over, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's switching over now.
There
he is. Hey, Mark.
guys. Hey, thank you very much. If you're heading into Hartford right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, you're looking at delays 33 down to 32 A and B. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Westbound 84 slows approaching the Boakley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. Eastbound 84 is tied up 46 into the tunnel. If you're traveling into Middletown, 9 northbound delays approaching Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. We have an accident on the southbound side of Route 8, and that is in Naugatuck. And that accident between 27 and 26 in the right lane. Delays are building behind that. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. If you are heading down in toward New Haven, 91 in the Parkway, both doing very well. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Freezing very warm the rest of this afternoon. Partly sunny, high near 85. There could be a thunderstorm in the area tonight. Otherwise, tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 58. Another very warm day coming up tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sun, high 86. Just shy of the record for the date of 88. Once again, there is the possibility of a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon and at night. Any storm could also produce strong gusty winds. Tomorrow night's low at 64. The very warm weather will continue Thursday. Mix of clouds and sun, heating up to a high of 89. Right now it is 83 in Manchester. It's 81 degrees in Watertown and 82 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummies, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Brian Shackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but a fresh coat of paint makes me feel good. That's why you might want to get in touch with the folks at CertaPro Painters. And now is a good time. Ask about their spring sales event. That's 10% off qualifying projects through May the 15th. And they can do inside, they can do outside. They did our kitchen. Man, they were timely, they were clean, and they were so respectful to everybody in our family. CertaPro Painters, by the way, independently owned and operated right here in our community. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. Again, that's Certa with a C.
Growing a brand is hard, but reaching the right customers shouldn't be. Meet Outcomes from Viant. We've built an intelligent platform that handles the complexity of digital advertising for you. Powered by advanced AI, we help your brand show up in the right places at the right time and ensure that every dollar you spend leads to a real business result. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back, and we are in the fold. If you haven't heard, Linda McMahon is going to be calling in on Thursday at 5 p.m. At 4 o'clock, we've got Devon Ward, the Ombudsman for Corrections, will be here live in studio. So we will we'll have both of them on Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We do not have anybody on. We were supposed to have on Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education, on yesterday, but they can only do Thursday. So that'll be the case. But she'll be on the phone, and Devon Ward will also be in at 4 o'clock on Thursday as well. Also, if you haven't heard, the 11th Commandment gubernatorial debate for WTIC is now on May 7th. We had to push it back to scheduling issues, but it will be live on May 7th at Stadium 15 in Farmington. If you'd like to be in the studio audience, go to WTIC.com, click on More, and then click on Contest. And you and 60 other winners will win a pair of tickets to that event, which is the WTIC News Talk 1080 11th Commandment Republican Gubernatorial Debate, which is sponsored by AARP Connecticut. Eric Swalwell has decided to resign. We called that before it happened, but he did it just before the end of the show yesterday. And what has transpired after that? I mean, it's as if the story isn't over. 3 women came forward this morning. They were on CBS this morning. Those women, no one is asking the question I asked yesterday. Where were these women during the Epstein argument that was going on for a whole year? This guy had already been accused of a rape, as this woman has alleged, in 2024. All of 2025, we were talking about how we have to listen to the victims and believe the victims, and all victims of people who are victims of people of power. Eric Swalwell was everywhere talking about this. And nothing at all. And Stephen Klobeck, who was his financier for his gubernatorial campaign, Eric Swalwell was staying in his house, but he's since been kicked out of that home. There's a whole bunch of stuff that has gone out. But, Donald just sent me this message about, oh, look, this is affecting Republicans and Democrats. Yes, absolutely. It is. But the question you might be asking yourself is, why is all the attention on Eric Swalwell and not on Representative Gonzalez? Well, that's simple. It was on Gonzalez for a long time. In fact, Lauren Boebert representative, also said he is disgusting. Nancy Mace also said he is disgusting, needs to resign. Plenty of women. Anna Paulina said he needs to resign. Talking about Gonzalez. They made it abundantly clear. But the news media, too busy calling those women bimbos, paid no attention. They could have ran with it, but they refused to give those women the spotlight because they're Republicans and the media hates them. Now, don't take my word for it. Just check the record. It's all there because I watched all of them on Capitol Hill saying that they had seen the file and they believed that he should resign. They were calling for his resignation far before anybody was saying anything about the open secret that was Eric Swalwell. But that isn't the reason why Eric Swalwell is getting all the attention now. That's not why. Here is why. You guys act like you don't know? Let me remind you.
Michael Wolff, who has spent a lot of time with Donald Trump and a lot of time with Jeffrey Epstein, has reported that the two were very close. And Donald Trump has acknowledged that he and Jeffrey Epstein were very close. He's called him a good guy. Wolff has reporting that at one point Trump had topless underage girls sitting on his lap. If you're Donald Trump, you deserve, if that is not true, to be cleared. That allegation should be cleared. And so if his supporters are not upset that, about the allegation, they may be upset that he is unwilling to clear his own name. So if he indeed did not do that, he should want his own name to be cleared and for these files to be public.
Yeah, I want to be clear. We don't have independent reporting on that.
But he was going around telling everybody that while his own life stank to high heaven. That's why he's the focus. He was on television, anywhere, everywhere, and he was going up against Donald Trump. He was one of the hugest, according to the press, biggest opponents of Donald Trump. He wasn't a real opponent. He was just somebody who got a lot of airtime. That's all.
Speaker McCarthy seems to have singled you out. He says that he had a briefing, as well as former Speaker Pelosi had the briefing from the FBI, and the FBI never came before this Congress to tell the leadership of this Congress that Eric Swalwell had a problem with a Chinese spy. Political vengeance seems to be the flavor of the day with the 118th Republican-led Congress.
Kevin McCarthy, even in his press conference on Thursday, continues to say false claims about some members, including Eric Swalwell, Adam Schiff, who are key members on the Intelligence Committee, saying that because of some allegations, including a false claim that Swalwell was involved with a Chinese spy.
This is all about the vengeance. It has nothing to do with factually what the reality is. These are small-minded, petty people who are now in charge of committees. And if they remove you, it's going to be a huge mistake, and people know it.
My wife does say don't threaten her with a good time because I'm going to be home now for more diapers to be changed, school drop-offs.
Swalwell has never been accused of any wrongdoing. The investigation in question revolved around a woman suspected of being a Chinese intelligence operative more than a decade ago. She helped Swalwell with a campaign event, some fundraising.
A very old FBI investigation from 2015. Basically, the FBI notified Swalwell that an associate of his might be a suspected Chinese spy. When he was notified, he broke ties with that person, and then the FBI investigated and nothing ever came of it. This was, 10 years ago now.
I guess they were going to release the files?
Yeah, it's clearly, it's so obviously, he's running for governor, let's release the files. Maybe there's something in the files that will...
I don't want to hear any nonsense about, okay, Reese, we get it, okay, we get it. No. I will not let up. I will not let you cry, uncle.
We'll embarrass him because we couldn't bring a criminal case against him.
He's trying to politicize a report that came out years ago that actually clarified and exonerated Eric Swalwell, and now they want to change that to benefit just, the president's narrative.
Isn't that his best friend, Ruben Gallegos? The guy now who is throwing Eric Swalwell under the bus? I didn't know nothing. He led a double life. Oh, my God, he was so disgusting. Our kids are in band camp together. They were in baseball camp together. We had dinners. We hang out with each other. I was a part of his presidential run back in the day. Oh, my goodness, he led a double life. He was lying to me. Really?
To try to stop Eric Swalwell from being governor. They're going to corrupt the DOJ. They're going to corrupt investigations. They're going to force people, to give up their careers just for his little petty vendetta. And because he doesn't want someone like Donald Trump doesn't want someone like Eric Swalwell to be able to fight him every day.
And they always claim that you were connected to an alleged Chinese spy. Do you feel like you are being especially targeted, that it's coordinated even with MAGA media almost?
Well, it's because I'm effective.
Republicans called for Representative Eric Swalwell to be removed from the Intelligence Committee, and this was over ties to a suspected Chinese spy.
Representative Swalwell was never in a criminal investigation.
Yeah. That's the reason why the focus is on Eric Swalwell. He is the most public figure. That's why. And because of all of those allegations. Stephen Klubeck was the guy who was pretty much funding Eric Swalwell, feels betrayed by him. He walked up to Eric Swalwell after all of that, I guess the evidence was made clear to him, and told him, get the bleep out of my house. He met with Fox 11 in California.
We deserve equal or greater value for our tax dollars. All right? And is it fair enough?
Yeah, I was going to say first, say you're mad. I mean,
Mad?
Yeah.
I am no longer a Democrat. I'm now a libertarian Republican. Because that's what a blue dog Democrat used to be. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's called executing, being accountable, enforcing, respect, responsibility, and results. Knowing what your job description is. Delivering results. Unifying. Making this country great. The great brand we have, okay? Or we used to. Can we get it together, please?
Yeah.
Can we get it together, please? And you know what? When I ran for the governorship, I did it because I couldn't find a candidate that was worthy to back. And I thought Eric had the goods. But he'd tell the truth. Okay?
Do you like any of these other options?
Too early to tell. Okay? Too early to tell. I met him.
Yeah, I'm too early to tell. And what he means is no. Here's more of, what's his name? Stephen Slubeck? Is that his name? That's his name. This is Klubeck. This is more of him. Another part of that interview with Fox 11.
How's your relationship with Eric? Are you guys still friends?
Eric who?
Damn.
Is that clear? Don't bust the trust. You bust the trust, okay? You don't exist in my life. You don't bust the trust. It's all about having integrity. Integrity, okay? I shake your hand, you shake my hand, we make a deal. We work together. We all have to make California the best it can possibly be.
Yeah, that's what he said. Now, you heard the most important part of that piece, Roland, right? It's just for my message to you, my friend, as long as you and I work together.
Don't bust the trust.
Don't bust the trust. That's going to be our new slogan.
Don't bust the trust.
Don't bust the trust. Out of nowhere, he just became a blue dog Democrat or a libertarian Republican. I guess you could just do that. But like I said, they are not happy with Eric Swalwell at all. They are done with him. He is over because he was a loudmouth. And this is what I told you, folks. I'm going to reiterate this. People are learning this more and more as they listen to this show. The media propped Eric Swalwell up. Anytime he said, I'll bash Trump, the cameras ran to him. I don't like Trump, and they platformed him. Say something else about Trump. What else are you going to accuse him of today? Every time he asked, he was everywhere. No matter the show, no matter the personality, Eric Swalwell was there. They were covering him. And then other people independent reporters would talk to him. He wouldn't even talk. For a guy who was not shy with about the cameras, independent reporters would walk up to him. He ignored them. When he got busted with a bundler, was talking about hooking him up with 10s. He's talking about women. He had no response. That video went viral. He ignored the cameraman and a reporter asking him questions about that. And then all this happens. And the media is done using him. The media makes you, the media will break you. And Eric Swalwell was media made. As all of them are. After a while, when they're no longer useful, they just, poof, they're gone. Poof, just like that, like dust. Swalwell will have, a lot of this dirty stuff will continue to go out, but remember, they've got a guy to focus on, the man they really, really want. That's Donald Trump. They'll get back to him. Swalwell is he's junk food right now. That's what he is. He's their junk food right now. So we'll see. Apparently, a couple of hours from now, another video is going to drop. Anna Paulina said yesterday on Jesse Waters. We'll see what that reveals. Ruben Gallegos is on the hot seat. Find out where that goes. He was the closest guy to him. Many people believe Ruben Gallegos in that video of Eric Swalwell kissing a sex worker in the mouth. Lick a toilet, will you? That's gross. Sorry. I can almost... Nasty. Anyway. Lick an ashtray, why don't you? Oh, gross person. Did you see this? Oh, my goodness. They just put it on. Joe Biden was at some event and just picked up a random black guy in the crowd and said he looked like Obama. Hey, come on up here. Well, black guy. Yeah, come here. You look like Obama. They all look alike. I'm sorry, I got to take a break. All right, when we come back, J.B. Pritzker. What did he do? Let me give you a hint. Do you remember all the COVID violations you had to deal with? When you hear this, you're going to be mad. I'm mad thinking about it. I don't even live in Chicago or in Illinois. It really, really ticks me off. We'll talk about that when we return. Let's get a check of traffic and weather. Music news is coming up next. Mark Christopher, he's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Westbound 84, you're tied up approaching the Bulk, the bridge out to 45, Flatbush 84 eastbound, slowing 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel, 91 southbound, a little tight 33 down to 32 A and B. If you're traveling northbound on Route 9, some delays approaching Harbor Park up to the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound's a little tight, 19 down to exit 18 in the 691 interchange. Route 8 southbound is closed in Naugatuck right now at exit 27. We had an accident between 27 and 26, but you'll have to get off the highway now at exit 27. Delays are pushing back toward the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. 91 on the Parkway okay toward New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
An early taste of summer across the area for the next few days. A mix of clouds aside the rest this afternoon. Breezy and very warm, high 85. Be a thunderstorm across parts of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, any storm could produce localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Storms can again bring localized damaging winds, high 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. A heavy thunderstorm for the area early tomorrow night. Downpours can reduce visibility and cause potting on streets and highways. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night and warm, low 64. Very warm Thursday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 89. The record is 92, set in 2012. Not as warm on Friday. A mix of clouds and sun with the thunderstorm in the area of the afternoon. Storms can bring localized damaging wind gusts at a high of 79 degrees. And will stay warm as we start the weekend on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Get a head start to your day with WTIC News Talk 1080. Listen to us live on the Odyssey app before you even hit the road. Get the breakdown on the biggest news stories that Connecticut is talking about. To get started, download the Odyssey app and search for WTIC News Talk 1080. This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 5 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We have partly sunny skies out there. Temperature is 79 in downtown Hartford. President Trump's Department of Justice is suing the state of Connecticut, that is, and the city of New Haven over its policies related to immigrants. More from WTIC's Dave Mager.
The feds are going after what they call sanctuary policies, but State Attorney General William Tong says that term has no basis in Connecticut law. For one thing, the DOJ wants to invalidate the state's Trust Act, which limits how local law enforcement interacts with federal agents on immigration. It also targets New Haven's Welcoming City executive order, signed by Mayor Justin Elliker.
When we're working with anyone in the city, we don't ask their immigration status because that is not our job. That is the federal government's job.
And he says his order is legal at all levels.
Plain fact is our employees are abiding by both city, state, and federal law.
The DOJ says both the state law and the city order impede federal immigration authorities. Dave Mager, WTIC 1080 News.
Additional details in the Eve Rogers case in Enfield. Multiple outlets report a shoplifting incident at a nearby convenience store the week before Eve was found dead in her home on March 18th. The girl had reportedly gone to the store earlier one morning, and the Department of Children and Families is investigating. Her stepfather remains jailed on sexual assault charges, although Anthony Federline has not been charged in her death. Tony Gonzalez of Texas and Eric Swalwell of California, Republican and Democrat respectively, have officially resigned their seats in Congress following accusations of sexual impropriety. 4 women have made claims against Swalwell. Lana Drews says he raped her in 2018.
My delay in taking action against Eric was driven by fear, not doubt. Fear of his political power, his background as an attorney, and his family law enforcement ties.
Swalwell has denied the accusations. Gonzalez copped to an affair with a staffer who later took her own life. Probation for former University of Michigan football coach Sharon Moore. He was arrested and fired last year for breaking into the home of a subordinate with whom he'd been reportedly having an affair. He gets 6 months probation for trespassing and other charges after pleading no contest last month. Judge Cedric Simpson took that into account, took Moore's clean record into account to this point.
There is to be no use of any alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance will be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to continue mental health treatment, follow all recommended care, with status reports to probation.
President Trump hinting at another round of talks with Iran to end the war.
The UN Secretary General says he's met with Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator.
The indication we have is that it is highly probable that these talks will restart.
And while the first talks were unsuccessful, Antonio Guterres said they must continue.
There is no military solution to this crisis. Peace agreements require persistent engagement and political will.
The location hasn't yet been decided.
Unionized postal workers are taking a stand.
The American Postal Workers Union is launching a national TV ad campaign promoting voting by mail. This comes as President Donald Trump has raised skepticism about mail-in ballots, even though he recently voted by mail in a local Florida election.
Correspondent Jim Krasula. UConn men's basketball coach Dan Hurley met today with the Connecticut media for the first time since the Huskies bowed to Michigan last week in the NCAA final. The coach and his staff are in the process of assessing the roster for next year. Hurley says what makes it more of a challenge is the transfer portal that sees some players seemingly jumping from school to school each year.
It's truly professional basketball, and that it's not the worst thing. I think, obviously there's got to be a change in terms of, the unlimited transferring. I mean, that's not healthy for anybody.
Huskies will need help in the middle next season with 2 centers entering the portal and starting big man Terrace Reed Jr. graduating. The markets finished this Tuesday up. The Dow gained 317 points. The NASDAQ was up 455. and the S&P was up 81 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text RULE to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text RULE to 215215. That's RULE to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, let's do the thing. News. Happy birthday goes out to Win Butler, 46-year-old Arcade Fire frontman. Da Brat, the rapper known as Da Brat, who had her debut 1994 album Functified, turns 52 years old. Can't believe born in 1974 makes you 52. Interesting. Richie Blackmore turns 81. He was born in 1945. He is the Deep Purple and Rainbow guitar legend who was on the song Smoke on the Water. I remember that. You can't forget that song. Tony Burrows turns 84. The British session singer behind massive hits Edison Lighthouse, Love Grows, and Flower Pot Men, amongst others. Again, turns 84 years old. Popular album chart and anniversaries are 29 years ago, Depeche Mode released Ultra in 1997. 1997 is almost 30 years ago. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. 38 years ago. This is even older, and I'm really freaked out. Public Enemy released It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. That album featured songs like Don't Believe the Hype and, of course, Bring the Noise, which was then remade with the group Anthrax. I heard that yesterday on a loudspeaker. 46 years ago, Judas Priest, British Steel, was released in 1980. And 53 years ago, Led Zeppelin, Houses of Holy, hits #1 on the UK album charts. That is your music news. Mark Christopher is back, and he is getting you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Da Brat's Functified. Can you believe that? Da Brat turns 52 years old.
Da Brat is 52?
Yes, he's 52.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And Public Enemy's It Takes a Nation of... I know you know this album. Can you believe that's 38 years old?
Wow.
Public Enemy's the one that had Don't Believe the Hype, which is, by the way, is a great record. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 38 years
That's
ago.
incredible.
I keep saying to myself, why is it that I remember that like it was yesterday? Or maybe a couple of yesterdays, but not that many yesterdays.
I know the yesterdays come quicker and quicker and quicker, Reese, unfortunately. Trust me.
So true.
They are just flying by now.
Indeed.
If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound side of 84, you're looking at delays as you approach the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound slowing 46 Sisson Avenue, down to the Bulkley 91 southbound, a brief brake check at 32 A and B. 9 northbound slows Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. We've got a serious accident in Naugatuck, and that has basically shut down Route 8 southbound at exit 27. That is shut down there because of a serious accident between 27 and 26. Delays are pushing back, almost back to the Mixmaster in Waterbury behind that. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing by 18. South 95 New Haven's a little tight, 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Going to stay warm tonight, partly cloudy for the most part, though there'll be a thunderstorm in some areas the first half of the night. Any storm, even if scattered about, can be heavy and gusty. Our low tonight of 58 degrees. The very warm weather will continue The next couple of days, intervals of clouds and sun, maybe heavy thunderstorm later tomorrow and tomorrow night. High tomorrow 86, lower tomorrow night 64, partly sunny on Thursday, high 89. The record high on Thursday is 92 degrees. It is currently 82 in Berlin. It's 83 degrees in Cheshire and 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio right here. Give us a call, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. You guys might remember this because it happened here and it happened in a lot of places across the country. COVID is just one of those moments that maybe we're just not so far away from it that we remember it in the sort of sweet by and by, like in the distance, like we did September 11th. You know, we're so beyond the days of September 11th. I think this year will be 25 years. That 25-year anniversary of September 11th. COVID is a different thing. We're still reeling from that in a lot of ways. And September 11th was something we watched happen. COVID was something that happened to us. So there's a personal relationship with what the world, primarily what the country was going through then. And it was under the Biden administration. We had already done a whole bunch of other crazy things as well. But governors and mayors alike across the country in blue states were absolutely reckless. And it is fair to mention that when it comes to Illinois Mayor J.B. Pritzker, who will more than likely run for president in 2028. And I looked this up because I thought this was crazy. Pritzker fined businesses like they were criminals during COVID for defying his orders. In May of 2020, his administration quietly filed an emergency rule making it a Class A misdemeanor up to a $2,500 fine for bars, restaurants, and gyms, salons, etc. to reopen against shutdown rules or fail to enforce mask or social distancing. He tried twice, first for stay-at-home violations, then for masks, and succeeded the second time. Penalties hit the business owner, not customers. He defended it as necessary to protect public health. That is important in this story. But admitted he didn't want to punish regular people directly. This was an executive power on steroids. Over 100 emergency orders total. Republicans sued, calling it an end run around the legislature. Pritzker didn't jail grandma for not masking. He fined the small business that let her in without one. Classic punish the job creators instead of individuals. On vaccine policy specifically, mandates for workers, not criminal penalties for anyone. He required COVID shots for testing, for healthcare workers, state employees, and some others via executive order. When workers used the old Healthcare Right or Conscience Act, he opted out. He signed a new law closing that loophole so that employers could enforce the rules, meaning that job loss or testing requirements to anyone who refused. He didn't put anybody in jail, but he definitely created penalties for those who did not adhere. So when I saw this story, I was like, what a piece of garbage.
We turn down to Illinois after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV. Now, the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986. There have been 8 people who were convicted on the law since it was enacted. The AIDS Foundation of Chicago says 80 have been charged, but for that foundation, this is just as much about breaking a stigma.
They called it breaking a stigma. They wish to decriminalize you infecting someone with HIV. No more criminal penalties for that. Don't wear a mask? Fine them. Create laws to make sure you punish that individual. HIV, let them off the hook.
We turn down to Illinois after Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalizes spreading HIV.
I read that. I said, you got to be kidding me. It's like, there's no way. And it didn't get national attention. It got none. And I was just going, is this guy crazy? Of all the things, HIV, I mean, now I know that, look, that today, if you get HIV, you can live with it. I get it. But that, is HIV, okay? VD, herpes even. But HIV? We can't, really? And where's the stigma on that? And people still have a apprehension of sleeping with somebody who may have HIV. And if you don't tell someone you sleep with them, like, this is the reason why, hey, I tell you, you got to do your due diligence and you can't go around here sleeping with everybody, you reckless people. Some of you are reckless. I don't get it. I find it crazy. Ooh, just, when I was a philandering, horrible person, I did not, just random folks. No, you didn't ask anybody. Never. Just couldn't do it. Nope. I didn't trust anyone. They're all filthy. Ugh. Half of the things that these people do, they're all nasty. You just can't do it. You just can't. You have to be careful. These people have all types of stuff. They do. They're just really, really nasty. Camilla says it's like that nut job lady in California that says you can call someone a pedo that is criticizing their sexual. Yes, that's right. I remember that. Carmella's spot on point. You're spot on with that one. Yeah, but this dude. To me, that is a heinous crime. But nope. No criminal penalty for that. Just if you're going to infect them, sure, why not? And what if the person finds out too late? What if they find out too late? Somebody's got to pay for that. There has to be a criminal charge for that. Thankfully, there were only 8 people. According to that story, only 8 people have ever been charged. Probably because they were scared to death. And in Chicago, I would imagine it was far more people. But you remember that back in the days? I remember when I was younger that there was this study that said the overwhelming number of women who were being infected, with black women in particular, who were overwhelmingly being infected. And a lot of people were trying to contribute it to the Down Low brothers. That was the term. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. There was this whole subculture that people talked about in newspapers and magazines. I know the Village Voice in New York talked a lot about it. It wasn't really mainstream. You had to really, really search this particular news report out, but the term was called Down Low Brothers. Yeah, so it was very, very dirty. I know somebody who thinks about, who knows about a little bit about this, and he is who we call the Negropologist. Why Mike is in the house? What's up, big A?
Oh, man, guys, so many things have transpired since I've been on the hold.
I know.
Holy cow. Well, first of all, I make a prediction here. I think that the NBA champions are going to be the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
I think that the NBA has ticked off the giant Serbian by not giving him his flowers and making him the overwhelming favorite for MVP, when I don't know what more you need to be MVP besides leading the league in triple doubles and assists and steals.
Who are we talking about?
So, Nikola Jokic.
Oh, yeah, Jokic. Okay.
Jokic is a monster, and they're not giving him any credit. They're talking about Wemby when he has owned Wemby every game they played in.
Okay.
I mean, Wemby looks stupid. So anyway, let's talk about Eric Swalwell.
Yes.
You're on the right track, but you're not going deep enough.
I'm on the right track with Eric Swalwell on what factor?
Yeah. He was taken out, for sure.
Oh, no, I'm not doubting that. Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
No, I'm not doubting you. I'm not saying you're doubting. I'm saying he was taken out, but it wasn't the media wholly. The Democrat Party got rid of him because he was number 3 in their jungle poll thing, their jungle primary or whatever.
Right.
He was going to be the one leading the Democrats and not getting any votes because the 2 Republicans are going to go.
Right.
If he managed to sneak through, they knew this thing was coming. Like, there's too much independent media now. These women were going to find somebody to talk to, and somebody's going to put that photo out. He was going to be done, and it's more embarrassing for them to have their candidate for governor in the general election having to drop out over a sex scandal, or worse, if he becomes elected governor and then these pictures of him with hookers and apparently underage girls come out. Then the governor of California got to go,
right.
And they'll never get over that.
Yeah. Forget about it. The November elections are over. There's no recovery for them. But let me stop you because there's an important thing you're bringing in here. Okay, so you say the Democrat Party took him out. I know that is something that a lot of people are talking about, but I'm saying that the way that the media has been throwing him under the bus has been he's no longer useful to them. They could have resisted that as much as they could, but I knew he was going to be out no matter what.
Well, dude, Pravda is not going to go against the wishes of the party.
Exactly.
Okay?
And that's an important point.
Pravda.
Right. So
they got told this is going to happen. He's got to go. So they turned on it.
Right. Exactly. But my question to you is this, because I didn't really dive into this, but your opinion I consider, I praise in this arena, because I know you're a wonk like I am. If you had to put this at the feet of someone, let me throw out a few names, and if you think it's another person, please tell me. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, or do you believe it was some other anonymous entity?
I think it probably came from higher than that. It came from the head of the DNC.
Ooh.
The DNC said I think they would rather legit lose the race in California to one of these Republicans and then come back strong than have Swalwell become number 2 and get tanked, or worse yet, get elected. I think they know they're going to lose because California has been destroyed by the Democrats, and this thing with L.A. was the final straw.
Right.
The fact that they're not rebuilding Malibu.
Yeah.
And, there's schools of thought. My brother is of the mindset that it's all the communists in L.A. are not developing this because they're going to put, affordable housing in Malibu.
Right.
And that's dumb. They're not going to do that. They're going to sell it to billionaires.
Sure.
Billionaires are going to buy wherever Justin Bieber and the Kardashians lived,
Yeah.
that place, and they're going to buy Malibu, and it's going to be the domain of the ultra rich. It's going to be tech wonks and Saudi princes and these people. They're not going to turn it. They're not going to turn it into like affordable housing.
Yeah,
on
that's not
multi-billion-dollar
happening. They're
properties.
never going to let people have that skyline, or at least
the fact they haven't rebuilt has ticked a lot of people off.
Right.
And when Californians see the reaction of other Californians to this toilet paper warehouse getting burned down, and all these communists showed up and they're like, "Oh, good thing, stick it to the man." Well, no, dummy, because now they're never going to have a warehouse there again.
That's right.
That's done.
That's
it's
right.
so hard to build stuff in California, they're not going to do it.
Right.
That state's been ruined. It's not an entrepreneurial state. Hollywood doesn't even work in Hollywood anymore.
That's
they
right.
work in Georgia and overseas.
That's right.
People are losing their jobs. People in the entertainment business are losing their jobs in droves.
Do you think, by the way, do you think a Republican taking over California opens up California again, that businesses return, that there's a salvation, if you will, for California? No?
Because he's governor and not king, and the legislature is never going to change.
Maybe. Okay. Quite true. It's quite possible. I understand that.
So the legislature there is, people vote legislators. If you're going to have all these liberals who are still there, people vote locally. You're going to have a legislature that's super Democrat, and a Republican will probably just not do anything, or he's going to veto everything.
Yeah, probably.
So you're going to have 4 years and nothing.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, Nikola Jokic is going to win. Nikola Jokic is going to get MVP.
Okay.
And I don't know who's getting Rookie of the Year, but I really don't have a dog in the fight.
Okay.
Because I'm okay with the two leading guys. If you say that it's Cooper Flag, that makes sense because he's the next Kobe. But if you tell me it's Kanoupal, I don't mind. He's going to have Steph Curry, except he's got an inside game. So I'm fine with both of them. I think it's funny that they're both going to be white, though.
I know that's very important to you. White power. I understand, buddy.
No, it's
I'm
just,
teasing.
it's just to watch the reactions of black people. That's the best part. They can't say anything about either. Look, they say about Flag, he's the bomb.
Yeah, I hear you.
Jokic makes everybody look stupid.
Yeah.
He owned the great French Black Hope. He made him look dumb in overtime.
Yeah,
he shot over a 7'5" guy 3 times.
Listen, I know the NBA is not what it used to be, and primarily because of all of these, what is it, Serbians now?
Serbians, and you got a bunch of crackers too, man. I mean, the two rookies are both crackers.
Get out of here.
It couldn't be more white. Kanoupal is a ginger, and Flag is from northern Maine. Jesus.
Mike, goodbye. Thank you as always. Very entertaining. You got it, buddy. White Mike, ladies and gentlemen. Always a thrill when he joins the program. He watches the NBA more than some of my friends watch the NBA, probably for that particular reason. Let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. Well, if you're 84 eastbound coming into Hartford, delays 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 slowing, approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. Southbound 91's a brief slowdown at 32 A and B. Heading toward Middletown, 9 northbound slows Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. A crash. Route 8 southbound in Naugatuck has the highway closed at exit 27. The accident occurred Route 8 south between 27 and 26, so you'll have to get off at exit 27 until further notice. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
An early taste of summer across the area for the next few days. A mix of clouds aside the rest this afternoon. Breezy and very warm, high 85. There'll be a thunderstorm across parts of the area this afternoon and evening. In fact, any storm could produce localized damaging wind gusts. Partly cloudy tonight, low 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun, along with an afternoon thunderstorm. Storms can again bring localized damaging winds, high 86, just shy of the record of 88 for 1941. A heavy thunderstorm in the area early tomorrow night. Downpours can reduce visibility and cause potting on streets and highways. Mostly cloudy tomorrow night and warm, low 64. Very warm Thursday. Intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 89. The record is 92, set in 2012. Not as warm on Friday. A mix of clouds and sun, but the thunderstorm in the area of the afternoon. Storms can bring localized damaging wind gusts at a high of 79 degrees. And will stay warm as we start the weekend on Saturday. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Making sense of it all and having fun. That's how we would sum up our show. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. That's what happens when you take a Gen Xer, a millennial, and a baby boomer and give them a radio show.
We go through the news the same way you and your friends would, taking the serious stuff seriously while also laughing at the absurd.
Each one of us brings a unique perspective to the news of the day, closing the generation gap in a way no other talk show can. Hear Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins weeknights 6 until 9 on WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC news update.
5:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva. The Department of Justice has filed suit against Connecticut and the city of New Haven. The suit alleges both have interfered with the immigration policy of the Trump administration by declaring sanctuary status for illegals. It is seen as a continued crackdown on what DOJ calls illegal policies of states and cities, including Connecticut and Minnesota, as well as New York, Boston, and L.A. One-time police union head in Seymour's in hot water, Officer Justin Quilty. He's facing charges of misappropriating tens of thousands of dollars in police union funds. The investigation alleged Quilty deposited more than $32,000 into personal accounts and withdrew thousands from an ATM. Bit of a taste of summer around here today as temperatures vaulted into the 80s, the average temperature around 60. And we can see, as you heard in the weather forecast there, we can see those temperatures stay in the 80s for the next couple of days. The one-time front-runner in the California governor's race now vacating his congressional seat.
California Congressman Eric Swalwell's swift political fall is now complete. The 7-term Democrat says he will resign his seat following multiple sexual assault allegations. He denied them in a social media video Friday.
They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have.
Yesterday, Swalwell suspended his California gubernatorial bid. This morning, the House Ethics Committee said it started a probe into Swalwell, who faced a bipartisan uproar to step down, and did so hours later. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
And New London police are charging a man after they say he terrorized a group of juveniles while wielding a large buck knife and wearing a mask seen in the Scream movie franchise. Officers were called to the area of Buchanan Road and Jefferson Avenue just before 8 p.m. Monday. Caller reported a male identified as 19-year-old Zakai Marshall of New London chasing kids while carrying the knife. He later fled into Bates Woods. Police later found Marshall in the area of the Animal Control Office nearby, along with the mask and the knife. He faces a number of charges, including carrying a dangerous weapon and breach of peace. Dow Jones finished up over 300 points today. The Nasdaq was up nearly 2%, and the S&P gained 81. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Northeast Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combination therapies that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and to the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956 or go to northeastmenshealth.com. That's northeastmenshealth.com. Northeast Men's Health, advanced medical science to empower male performance.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, folks, don't forget, you've got to go to WTIC.com, click on More, and then Contest so that you can get your chance to be in our live audience at Stadium 15 in Farmington, Connecticut for the WTIC News Talk 1080 11th Commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination. It is on May 7th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and it will be moderated by myself, Reese on the radio, Brian Shackman, and Morgan Cunningham. And, of course, some other people from WTIC will be there as well, and we hope to see you. 60 people. We have 60 pairs of tickets, but you got to go online at WTIC.com in order to win your chance to be there. Also, if you wish to, I did hear this last week. I meant to mention it, that the folks at Stadium 15 said, please come on by if you want to come in early, and please have dinner at the Stadium 15 to check out their food, or you can look online to check out their menu because they will be expecting you to come and hang out and eat at the place. And then you can walk right across. You don't even have to go outside, but right across to the ballroom area so that you can join us at the event. So if you want to come in early, you can and have a bite to eat. They are excited to have you there. This is, let me see if I can get Pete, who is, where's he calling from? What town is that? Highway. Okay. Pete, is he calling from the highway? Is he calling from a highway? I don't know where. How you doing, Pete?
I'm all right. I was on 84.
Oh, okay.
in beautiful Waterbury, Connecticut. Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I wanted to call you and bring something up. I just got to ask you: do you love your kids?
Sure. I mean, they're grown now, but
yeah, you love your kids. You love your family. You love, your friends and all. So I think we should start talking about something a little bit more important than these people in Congress doing whatever they're doing with their people, whatever, privately. I don't care. Let's start talking about what they're spraying up in the skies with the chemtrails, because that crap is filling up our skies. And years ago, we had beautiful blue skies when we were kids, remember? Mm-hmm. Now what's going on? What is going on with that stuff?
Isn't Lee Zeldin? Gee, he put out a presser. I want to say 2 months ago, directly answering that question about chemtrails. So the last I heard, he is actually on that because there were plenty of requests asking this administration to talk about that. Did you not see that, or is that I don't know if that sort of missed your feed, but he is talking about it.
Maybe it missed me. But so what are they saying about it?
Well, they're saying that he and the EPA are investigating that usage. In fact, they say that they're no longer going to do those chemtrails until they have more information about it.
Oh, my God. Wow. Just what a crazy world we're living in, man.
Hey, look, I'm just happy that they're doing something about it that they've never done before, because I kind of found like your request, as many others, have sort of falling on deaf ears. But they're paying attention to it now, and that's a good thing, right?
Well, let's see what comes of it, because it ain't a good thing.
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Thank you, Petey. I appreciate it. Let's get into another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. And this traffic report being brought to you by Whittlesey. If you're heading into Hartford on the southbound side of 91, just a little slowdown at 32 A and B. Eastbound 84 slows 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 is tied up Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney Street. Into Middletown, both sides of 9, a little heavy at the Aragoni Bridge. If you're traveling 84 eastbound in Waterbury, look for slow traffic 17 up to exit 18. And looks like that accident that was in Naugatuck, southbound Route 8 between exit 27 and 26 has cleared, so the delays are starting to ease there quickly. 95 South New Haven slowing from exit 46 down to exit 45 in New Haven. Whittlesey wants your business to succeed. Whittlesey is more than an accounting firm. They're advocates for your business, delivering a robust set of solutions, including audit, tax, technology, cybersecurity, and advisory services. Learn more at wadvising.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th, WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Partly cloudy tonight in some areas. A gusty thunderstorm before midnight. Tonight's low at 58. Very warm tomorrow with intervals of clouds inside, high 86, just shy of the record of 88. Once again, there could be a heavy and gusty thunderstorm in the afternoon. And at night, our low tomorrow night, 64. Very warm weather will continue on Thursday. A mix of clouds inside, high 89. Not as warm on Friday. Clouds, some sun. There could be an afternoon thunderstorm. And eastern could be heavy and gusty. And a high of 79. Right now it is 82 in Windsor. It's 83 degrees in Watertown and 81 in Hartford. I'm Bob Larson of the WTIC Weather Center.
Have bad teeth that need to be replaced? Don't like removable dentures? Worry no more. Come on down to Columbia Implant Center in Manchester any day of the week and ask for the all-on-4 procedure. Call us at 860-643-1898.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and at newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment was "Thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican," a political rule established in the 1960s to foster party unity by discouraging public infighting. On May 7th, WTIC News Talk 1080 will host the 11th commandment Republican gubernatorial debate with candidates vying for the Republican nomination at the private event room at Stadium 15 in Farmington. The debate will be live on the air, but if you'd like to be in the audience, you can enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets at WTIC.com. Click on More, then Contests. 60 winners will win a pair of tickets. WTIC News Talk 1080's 11th Commandment Republican Gubernatorial Debate is sponsored by AARP Connecticut.
Ned Lamont and the Hartford Clowns have a problem telling the truth. Here's Ned.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive for working families in the middle class.
Talk is cheap, Ned, but you know what's not? Our electric bills. Aaron Stewart is the no BS candidate for governor. Aaron knows that 1, Connecticut exports a third of the energy we generate while we pay the highest prices in New England. That's BS. 2, the Hartford Clowns put a hidden tax on your bill, the public benefits charge. Complete BS. And 3, Ned wants electric leaf blowers instead of gas, so he's importing hydropower from Canada. Really? Canada? Total BS.
And we're trying to make life a little less expensive.
I'm Aaron Stewart. I'm running for governor because it's time for something different, like cutting the BS. Only Hartford would ship out the energy we make and ship in expensive Canadian energy. Join me at Aaron4CT.com. I approve this message.
Paid for by Aaron for Connecticut, Valerie Marino Treasurer.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
I gotta say, I don't. Boris sent me this very lengthy piece on chemtrails. Like, I am never going to get through this before the end of the show, but thank you nonetheless. I'm sure it's for the other viewers. We're going to get up out of here soon. I'll get to the phones. If you wish to call, it's 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Let me see. Why the intentional diversionary tactics by the caller driving through Waterbury instead of talking about, I don't know. I don't understand. How do I put this? Saying what we need to talk about. I didn't understand that, and there are people who say that. I didn't get that. I haven't received a call like that in a long time, where somebody said, "Well, we need to talk about is." And the objective is to call and ask the question, and then I'd love to have a conversation. I don't think anything's ever considered off limits. I know there's some people who used to call in and always tried to direct the conversation. I want to talk about this, that, or I kind of put that to an end. This is the reason why I sort of cut down on the phone calls and left it towards the latter part of the show, because I didn't want anybody to take us off the. I didn't want to. I love producing a show about the things I want to talk about. All right, especially diving into Connecticut politics. I want to make it Connecticut heavy, and then throw in a little bit of national stuff. Of course, the big news items that are out there. So I don't take that personally. Anyway, on tomorrow's program, we've got no guest. Thursday, we've got Linda McMahon, which I'm very excited about. Thank you, Adam 12, making that happen. Linda McMahon, Education Secretary Linda McMahon, Connecticut's own Linda McMahon, will be on the program. She's calling in on Thursday. We got Devon Ward, who will also be here on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Mark from West Hartford will be here as well. He and I will Wednesday. Tomorrow, that's right. Look at that. It all worked out. We have a day game tomorrow. That game starts at 1:45. Is it? Oh, wow. I thought it was 12:40. Okay. All right. So it's at 1:40. So we'll be online most of tomorrow. So you can catch us, of course, at WTIC.com, the Odyssey app, or ReeseOnTheRadio.com, which, again, the format will be different. It is 1:45, huh? Okay. So that means we'll be back on regular airwaves roughly about 5 o'clock. So we have that. So maybe it was better that everybody pushed to Thursday. That makes sense now. So now we don't have any interference. Anyway, back to what I was saying on tomorrow's show. We had a couple of items we didn't get into today, and I want to talk about one, and that was Joe Biden's Department of Justice and what they were doing to pro-life activists at the DOJ. That report came out in the New York Post today. Many of you missed it. In fact, it really didn't get a lot of attention in the news today for obvious reasons. But I want to talk about that tomorrow, because what they did was absolutely reprehensible, but just, it flies in the face of these people who always want to debate about judges and the courts. And you think about this. The DOJ was manipulating voir dire proceedings. For those of you who are not familiar with that, that is jury selection. They were manipulating cases against pro-life folks and interfering with voir dire, picking juries, making sure any Christians or pro-lifers, in essence, you don't have a jury of your peers in cases against you, while they were also working to penalize pro-life activists harsher than they would pro-abortion groups. And there's documents, there's over 700,000 documents that were released. And you hear these people talking about, but the court said, but the judges did, and the lawyers said, and these people were manipulating it. This is your government doing that. And I want to talk about what they were doing tomorrow. That's why when I listen to these folks, I don't care who they are. They manipulate these courtrooms because it is a criminal justice business. That's what it is. It is politicized. Nothing is real anymore. And these people have the power to bury you. And that's why it's got to be exposed. So we'll get into all of that. Craig says, Reese, want a personal tour of one of the biggest states. Well, no, sorry. a tour of one of the biggest state-of-the-art heavy truck dealerships in the country. Maybe ride in a sleeper. Absolutely, I would love to. Without a doubt. Please let me know. I'd be happy to go. So, we've got that tomorrow. I know there was another story that I didn't get into. I can't think of what it is. You know what? Let me just grab the stack. It's just better if I just grab the stack and go through it. Because we didn't, let me see. I got that. DOJ weaponizes the courts. Mainstream. Oh, yes. I've got to talk about this tomorrow. Yesterday, I was talking about this Pope Leo thing, pushing back against the Trump administration. Now people are talking about this, even on CNN, that David Axelrod went to go meet with the Pope. And all of a sudden, he's writing these missives about Donald Trump and the war in Iran. And I got into this long conversation today about this. What is it all about? And I knew it. I have so many details on this about why Pope Leo is doing it. It's the same reason Pope Francis was doing it when he was around, before he got sick. And that was trying to salvage the reputation of the Catholic Church. And let me start by saying this, because this is important to note. In my conversation today, I was talking about it. Do you know that there is a report that says, that I have this all the way in the way, there is a report that says more and more young people are following faith, finding themselves to church and to Jesus Christ. I think Lawrence Jones has a Fox Nation episode about it as well. And this has been going on like crazy. But the thing that they're not mentioning is where these young people are going. I want you to think about it. People are returning to the church, but not to the Catholic Archdiocese. They are more or less going to evangelical Christian places, spiritual worship places. They have bands, they have music. It's very, I don't know, Burning Man. No, I'm kidding. You know what it is? It's very celebratory. It is not traditional Catholic church. You know, I think it was Bill Burr that they used to mock that. It was like, repeat after me, I'll repeat after you. You know, sit down, stand up, take from the Eucharist. You know, that kind of thing is very, very, very standard. Where these other churches are very praise, hands up in the air, swaying to the music. They're guys with electric guitars and keyboards, and they're jamming out. Some of the songs are very poppy, R&B-ish even. My church is very much like that. And our band, I have to say, our worship team, they get down. And everybody's singing along and they're raising their hands. It's very spiritual. That is the church they are going to, not Pope Leo's church. That is not on the rise. Why? Because those churches are condemned in the court of public opinion. What does the political class say about traditional Catholic and Christian religion? They call them Christian nationalists. And their biggest problem with that is the Christian faith, is that they are immediately associated with Donald Trump. This is a bad rap. They don't want it. So now they're being advised by the likes of David Axelrod, you got to change your image. And you can help us if you can get if you could get traditional Christians to abandon Donald Trump. See, if you abandon him, the rest will follow. You want to get that moniker of Christian nationalists off your back? We'll help you. And that's what Pope Leo did. Pope Leo immediately started bashing Donald Trump. He was, of course, seen to be kind of silly and reckless in his condemnation of the President of the United States, because a lot of people noticed, didn't seem to admonish the mullahs or the Ayatollah for killing his own citizens before the war effort ever took on. So it looks shady. But it's always political, and Francis did it too. And the popes are trying to save their necks, but it helps the Democrat Party. Says if you bash Trump, Catholics will follow. Because they knew that calling them, Christian nationalists wasn't working. Especially when you have young people going to the evangelical faith, people who are joining these other churches, these very spiritual churches, who are finding God, finding conservatism, following Charlie Kirk. Those things, they can't combat that. So they're going after traditional Catholics. That's what's happening. Boris says, we follow Jesus. We follow as we are led. What's the name of the show? It's called the Bridge Community. But that's what all of this is about. I keep trying to explain to people that it's not as simple as you think. And so I want to talk about that because there's evidence of this throughout the years, that this is more of an effort by the left and the political class to get Pope Leo to turn on Donald Trump. It's no different than what they did with Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, George W. Bush. These people care more about their legacies than they care about what's right or wrong. And that's why it's happening. You want us to stop bashing you in the press? Join us. And just like the hive mind that all of these people are, there you have it. So we'll break all that down. We'll talk about some of the details in it tomorrow. As I said, Linda McMahon on Thursday, Devon Ward also on Thursday. Mark of West Hartford will be here as well. So stand by for all of that. And tomorrow we've got baseball. We'll be preempted. Real quick, let me take Stevie V before I get out of here. Hello, Stevie.
Hey, next thing you know, they're going to be saying Jesus ruined Christmas.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, there's no chemtrails. That's just something that started with Coast to Coast AM. They've been going on ever since day one with jets and stuff. People think there's more now because there's more air traffic in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But it just. Are you old enough to remember the sonic booms?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they stopped that because of going over the United States, because they used to rattle windows and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's just one of the conspiracies that if anybody thinks about it, they're not going to put chemicals in those jet engines, and if they're seeding clouds, which they do, they're going to bring that at a lower level. And that is real seeding clouds.
Well, I'll have to look into Zeldin's investigation into that, because I know, they asked this administration to look into it. He put out a video promising that he would get to the bottom of it. We'll see where it wins, because I just heard about that a couple of months ago, and I never heard a follow-up or anyone ask about a follow-up. I think most people were just happy that he had considered them,
I think it's just kind of like a smoke and mirror type thing. Look over here while we're doing this over there.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Be good, brother.
You got it. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You have a good night. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll see you back here at 2 p.m. online as the Red Sox play. I don't know who they're playing. But anyway, you can catch us there. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
They're playing at the Target Center in Minnesota.
Ah, that's right. The Twins.
The Twins.
Yeah, that's right.
Twin Cities.
Did they just finish the series with them? Oh, that was
St.
Milwaukee
Louis.
Brewers.
St. Louis.
Yeah, it was St. Louis.
St. Louis over the weekend. They got smoked last night.
Yeah.
Our best pitcher, Garrett Crochet, got smoked. So we'll see what happens tonight and tomorrow. Reese, have a great night.
You
Quiet
got it.
in Hartford, 8491, Route 2, 291, 384, all moving